Colonel Hoops is the one, the only, Bob Alvis. Bobby, you seem to pick good ones to come to this year. The Rustburg Red Devils in town, undefeated.
Undefeated are the Red Devils, knocking off a couple foes that Altavista will see later in the year so far in Gretna and William Campbell. And I'll tell you, we know one thing about a Brantley Shields coach squad. They're not being cheated because that man does not stop from minute 1 till the end of the game.
Yeah, and same thing goes in practice, too. The Altavista Colonels last time on the hardwood, they knocked off Brookville in that really good come-from-behind win that you either saw in person or heard on 105.5, down as much as 14, Bob, at one point in the third quarter. They come back to beat Brookville by 3. That's no pushover of a Brookville B ball club either. This Rustburg team is going to be the same way. I got a chance to catch up with the head coach of the Altavista Colonels, Troy Harris, earlier in the week. Before we hear from Coach Harris, let's talk Subway, Mr. Alvis. It's the Subway pregame show. I already got my Star Wars commemorative cup here. I got Chewbacca on mine. I don't know what you have on yours. Flat Tea's a Friday for me today. What'd you go with?
I went with the chicken bacon ranch. Never a loser, and never a loser if you go to Subway, no matter which location it is. Several to choose from, but the only mistake, not opening the door.
That's right. You always eat fresh. As Bob says, the only wrong choice is not going. Hey, let's send a special Subway shout-out to some of those great people working at all the different Subway locations right now. Kendra, Alyssa, Natalie, Angie, Shirley, Kaylee, all working hard. Customer service there, Bob, always top-notch. That's just part of the roster. But those 6 gals there are a big part of it, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we go, of course you know we, but
I like
when we go into these places, we are, we like to joke around, have a good time with the employees as well. And, Subway, they have a good time with everybody. It's not just Kyle and I, but, I mean, they really enjoy the passion. And I'll tell you, when you taste the passion, that's almost the best part.
I love it. Well said. Let's leave it at that. Let's hear from the head coach of the Altavista Colonels, Troy Harris. It's the Subway pregame show. It's the Rustburg Red Devils and the Altavista Colonels. Another one of those county rivalries. You got yourself a ringside seat on 105.5 KD Country.
Hello, this is Jerry Miley from 1433 Altavista Moose Center. It's asking everybody to come on down and join us and see what the Moose is all about to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
Start your business on a winning note with an Altavista revolving loan. It's an opportunity to score big for your company's future growth. Funds available up to $10,000. Loan rate 1% below prime. Connect with Altavista's Economic Development Director, Dennis Jarvis II at Altavista Town Hall. Make your move today. The Altavista Revolving Loan Fund encourages economic development and enhances community vitality.
KCD Maintenance. Kenny can do it. If you've got a home or business maintenance issue, Kenny can do it. Call 665-1333. That's 665-1333 for KCD Maintenance. Painting, building maintenance, minor construction, and more. Kenny can do it. Call 665-1333. Again, that's 665-1333. KCD Maintenance.
No one knows trucks like we know trucks. Come see us and you'll agree. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC. Come on in. Bring the family and see your friends at Highview Motors. Highview Motors, GMC. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Subway pregame show returns from Altavista High School. Friday night hoops here between the Colonels and the Red Devils. That means we're talking once again to the head coach, Troy Harris. And Coach Harris, a big win Tuesday night at Brookville. One of the most fun games I can remember watching. Maybe not as much fun to coach in, but you guys are down 14 points at one point in the third quarter. You storm back to win. Pretty exciting night, huh?
Yeah, it was. I I don't know if it was fun is the right word for me. I'm sure it was fun to watch, but it was definitely a big win for us. Started out slow shooting again, but we did have our high. That's our first time getting to 4 points in the first quarter, so we're getting there. Anyway, in the second half, we stormed back with our defense. Well, that's the thing we preach the most, and I think people are probably getting tired of hearing me say it, but we'll win most of our games if we just defend, and we turned them over a lot there towards the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter. And it sort of led to some easy baskets, got us in the flow of the game, and we knocked some shots down late and managed to hang on for a huge win in somebody else's place.
Yeah, you talk about the defense, and I know you said folks might get tired of hearing you say it. I don't think the guys are getting tired of hearing you say it. It looks like they're really buying into the defensive philosophy, doesn't it?
No, they really are. They one guy in particular, Mateo Malbeck, I didn't think he'd be able to stand today because he was flying all over the place. You know, we were scrambling, but we were keeping people in front of us, and we weren't giving up easy shots. And I don't know if they were panicking or weren't ready for the pressure, but we got some easy turnovers off of it. When I'm really worried about legs sometimes, and I'm scared to get up there and trap and, full court press because I'm trying to save legs for the fourth quarter. But we did it. We did it successfully, and like I said, we got a lot of easy baskets off of it.
Yeah, in addition to Mateo, Oscar and I thought that Chancellor Mormon really gave you a spark too. Was it a combination of those guys pressuring their guards out on the perimeter and in the backcourt some too?
Yeah, it's definitely it starts with the guards when you're pressing anyway. So Chancellor's one of our defensive specialists. Mateo sort of does it all around, but those guys just seem to have wide eyes when they saw our guys running after them for whatever reason. And between Chancellor, Mateo, Daquan, Nelson, just flying around and keeping their man in front of them and not letting them run out, it really was a great defensive effort to get us back, not just to get us back in it, but to win the game altogether.
Yeah, one final thought here about the Brookville game. I thought that you did a nice job of keeping the emotions of your team in check when things got wild, but then also pumping them up at times as well. Is that something that you consciously think about, or does you just kind of happen, you just kind of feel the moment out and say what you need to say in the timeouts?
Well, it's said every day in practice, keep your composure. You got to behave. If you can't behave, you're not going to be on the court. I don't think I really say it much on game nights, but it's drilled into them in practice at least a few times. You got to behave, composure. Don't talk junk. You just stay in the moment, play our game, and we'll be just fine.
Did you have to think hard about when to use those timeouts? I know I said one more question about Brookville, but I added on overtime. Did you have to think hard about when to use the timeouts there when things weren't going so well?
Well, that's why, if you've noticed, I don't really like using the timeouts in the first half. If they get a run going, we're coached well enough, we're disciplined enough to okay, they hit a couple shots, we'll handle it. And I like saving them towards the end because you never know when a rally's going to come or when you're from behind. So towards the end, they sort of fit in there a little bit, but pretty much when a timeout's coming because you score, you need to get a timeout, set your defense up. So I like to save them towards the end if I can.
It's worked out well the first three games. Let's move on. Another Campbell County rival, the Rustburg Red Devils, a team coached by Brantley Shields, who we've seen quite a bit. Always has a disciplined group and more often than not has an athletic group too.
Oh, yeah, super athletic, very well coached. Run multiple defenses at you, some zone, some man, always putting pressure on the ball handler. Bunch of seniors, too. They've been playing together, I think they've said 3 or 4 years now. They've been in the program. This team has been together ever since coming through the middle school. So they know each other well. They're really athletic, got a couple really good players. We're going to have our hands full.
Let me ask you one final thing here on the Subway pregame show. These Campbell County rivalry games, or any rivalry game for that matter, do you think the guys do get up for a little bit more for these games, even though we're still in mid-December here? You think they get a little more charged up when Rustburg and Brookville come in?
I think they do, yeah. You could tell last night when we got back into the game in Brookville, and it'll be the same at Rustburg, that both teams are really good. And they know each other. They've grown up together. They're 20 minutes away from each other. So they sort of got something to prove, want to win. If they beat Rustburg, it's bragging rights, at least until you play them again or maybe for a whole year. So I think it is a little bit extra to beat the guys that you've grown up with all your life.
Were you and your teammates that way in your playing days? It wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't too long ago. Yeah, I think we always wanted to beat Brookville and always wanted to beat Rustburg. It may not be to the extent of a Gretna,
right?
Because Gretna's right here across the river. But, you always circle Rustburg and Brookville, and you don't want to give up your county bragging rights.
Red Devils and Colonels are going to go for bragging rights tonight. Tip off in about 20 on 105.5 KD Country.
Some people have never tried food at a Mexican restaurant. So we asked Chad Shelton from Shelton's Plumbing and Heating about his experience.
I wasn't so sure what the green stuff was, but they slipped some on my plate one day, and now I won't have a meal without guacamole. Still can't spell it.
At El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, if you have questions, they give you the answers in English. Mexican and American foods, affordable prices, and fast service. Try it today, El Cazador, Main Street, Altavista.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1909, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Littles Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical. Licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today. 309-2266. 309-2266. Tyree Littles Heating and Cooling.
Hey guys, this is Terrell Sam with Best Bet Motor Sales. We started business over 5 years ago with only 10 vehicles and a simple concept to help people out that had less than perfect credit and give them good quality cars. Over the years, we evolved into 2 lots in Central Virginia with over 60 cars in inventory, and we do all types of budget, all types of credit. So remember, if your credit's less than perfect, give us a call here at Best Bet Motor Sales. All cars come with a 90-day, 5,000-mile warranty with the best spec back guarantee. So for a fun, stress-free buying experience, give us a call. Best Bet Motor Sales, Route 29 South.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
The party has almost started here from Altavista High School. Well, the Subway pregame show party has already started, Bob, but it's okay to be fashionably late. We don't mind if you just slide on in here at your own time and convenience. Mr. Alvis, what do you want to do? You want to have fun first? You want to talk about the ball game first? We've got a dandy on our hands.
I always believe in being serious at these events, so let's take care of business.
Let's do it. Last time out, of course, you heard me mention the Altavista Colonels, a 3-point win against the Brookville Bees. They avenged a loss from week 1. Colonels up their record to 2-1, Bobby. You heard the interview there with Troy Harris. You got to hear some of the game. You've heard me talk about it. Your thoughts? I mean, it's not often you come back from a 14-point deficit. I'm not saying it never happens, but it's pretty tough.
The band of rookies doing it, the rookie head coach and a lot of rookies out there who have not gotten as much playing time as some in the past. I think you got to be impressed when you can get a road win, period, much less when you come back from 14 down. Now, philosophically, I have a issue with the saving legs part that Coach Harris brought up a little bit, just because I think people, but to everybody his own. He knows the team better than I do. So if he wants to save legs, that's perfectly good on him to save the legs, because you don't know. You might tell everybody, go in there and give me 6 minutes of hard ball, then we're going to get you out. So it could be the legs transition there. But and too, a lot of these guys play football, and Bob Locust from Gretna would always tell us that football shape and basketball shape, 2 different things.
Yeah, I would agree with those statements. I would agree with everything you said. I think you made a good point. Philosophically, maybe you could play that some different ways as far as, do you save legs for late in the game? Do you save legs for late in the year? Or maybe you don't even worry about that at all. You just go until you can't go anymore. Let's transition to the Rustburg Red Devils now, coached by Brantley Shields. We've done some research and we've got conflicting reports. Bob seems to think that they're 5-0. All other reports that I have say they're 4-0. So we'll just not worry about the record right now. Let's worry about let's worry about the important part of that. They haven't lost a game yet. They beat Liberty, their last time out, 67-40. Rustburg hit 7 3-pointers, Bob, so they can certainly shoot the long ball. You gaze up and down their roster, it's a lot of 6'2", 6'3", so they do have some size. And as we know, they're always going to be well coached when they're led by Brantley Shields.
Yes, sir, and that was some saving legs last night, because they didn't have to go with everybody that full amount. I'll tell you, Rustburg's a tough team. A lot of people are raving, saying they might be one of the sleepers in the area. So we'll have to see.
Well, and you got a chance to chat with Brantley Shields briefly there before the game. He threw it right out there. He didn't pull any punches. He said, hey, this is a pretty good team. This is probably the best team I've ever had.
Said that it's got to be up there in consideration because this is a team that's very strong with Mike Jones leading the show. Jones has probably got basketball in his future beyond this year. So this is a Rustburg team that it's funny because it seems like Brantley Shields never really has what I would call a young team. They always got some veterans, and they always lose people each year. So with that being said, you know, there is no tomorrow. I mean, there is, obviously. It's Saturday. But, I mean, for this group, they've got to feel like they're going to win now or they're not going to win.
I thought you said you're going to keep it serious. You're making me laugh already.
Tomorrow's not Saturday?
I think it is. Hey, you know what else is serious stuff? Of course, Subway in Altavista. 3 great locations. Main Street, inside the Walmart on Clarion Road, and then further up the road on Route 29 inside Foster Fuels. We mentioned in the first segment about our trip to Subway, our fantastic, lovely, and talented sound engineer Eleanor Hoehne also in there with me at Subway. She went flat teas a Friday as well. The flat teas there are great. I know Subway National Corporate is not pushing that as much, but we love the flat teas. She went with the coffee again as well, and as you know, coffee is for closers only.
Yeah, and if she's got to stay awake for us, I mean, I know we've been accused of putting some people to sleep before, but I think normally we keep those people more energetic and alive.
I think the basketball...
And I've got a good Eleanor Hoehne story later on.
I want to hear it. The product on the court is going to help keep you energetic and alive as well. Hey, if you're around town, you need something to do, slide on by. Gym is filling up, but still plenty of good seats available. Another quick timeout on the Subway pregame show. Tip-off will be here in less than 5 minutes between the Red Devils and the Colonels. The only place you can hear high school basketball on the radio in this area, 105.5 KD Country.
If credit card processing is important to your business, I can help. I'm Ramonda Davis of First National Bank, and I'm your local e-commerce officer for merchant card and other electronic business products. Local means I live in Central Virginia. I'm ready to come see you and respond quickly to what you need. Local means I'm focused just on your business needs. For the latest in electronic payment technology and competitive pricing, contact me, Ramonda Davis. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's a good show, man.
Man, that was awesome.
Loud crowd. Whoop. House salad time.
I'll bring it on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're going to have to do the encore tonight, buddy.
No, they want to see your face.
Go chant your name.
Not it, man. They're saying Brett.
Well, I'm taking this with me.
No. I'll hold it for you.
Seriously, don't touch my salad.
Time for my encore now, son.
The house salad. Grilled chicken atop mixed greens, cucumbers, Roma tomatoes, cheddar and jack cheeses, and fried onions. Served with Texas toast. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Zaxby's, Wards Ferry Road, Lynchburg. This broadcast is brought to you by the members of the KD Country Sports Club.
Chef's Drive-In, where the shake machine is shaking and dozens of flavors to choose from.
One Stop Mart, where the gas is cheap, the beverages are cold, and the chicken is kicking.
El Cerrito Altavista. Throw on a sombrero, shake your maracas, it's El Cerrito time.
Altavista Medical and Oncology Massage Therapy. Broad Street can help relieve your pain.
Vista Foods Altavista, your hometown grocery with the freshest produce and best meats.
McDonald's in Altavista, committed to the community and bringing the world's favorite food.
Steve Farmer Auto Sales, Main Street Altavista, best deals on wheels.
Colonel's Football is brought to you by the Sports Club on KD Country.
Brother needs a pickup, sister wants a ride. Uncle needs a sports car to keep him satisfied. Mama, she wants comfort, luxury and style. And Daddy, he just wants a deal that's gonna make him smile. Everybody's happy, you can hear them all say, we're glad we went to Feller's Chevrolet. Competition for all dealers in Central VA. A short drive will save you money. Feller's Chevrolet in Alta Vista.
Here's more award-winning high school sports with Kyle and Oscar on 105.5 KD Country.
No, Oscar Briggs is not in the house, but Agent Zero is listening. He already checked in with us on Twitter. He's tuned in down there at Surfside Beach. National anthem time here at Altavista High School. The prep band is in the house, so we'll step aside for a quick timeout. Subway pregame show returns right after this on 105.5 KD Country.
Is there a painting project on your to-do list? English's Home Center has added an additional line of paints. English's features Pratt & Lambert Lifetime Warranty Red Seal exterior paints. Choose from hundreds of stunning, beautiful designer colors. Pratt & Lambert interior or exterior paint.
PCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this award-winning broadcast. PCM Industrial Maintenance and Construction Specialists providing welding, millwright, erection, and fabrication services to all forms of industry throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. From offices in Altavista, PCM Industrial Services wishes Coach Harris and the Altavista basketball team a safe and successful season. Go Colonels!
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway pregame show returns. A good rendition of our national anthem, courtesy of the Altavista Pep Band. They were not here our first home game of the season, Bob. They needed some more rehearsals and seasoning, but now they're here. They're ready. They sound great. The cheerleaders are in the house, obviously. Great atmosphere in the gym tonight, and it's almost time for basketball. That means it's time for starting lineups as the lights will dim down here, the fantastic light show at Altavista High School. If you haven't seen it, you got to come check it out. Let me tell you our starting lineup first very quickly before we get to the teams. Fellers Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and comfortable in between. The First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. English is your complete home center, and now offering a complete line of Carhartt clothing for men or women, as Agent Zero points out. Highview Motors GMC, from small to tall, Highview has it all. El Cazador, be sure to try their new menu, Main Street in Altavista. KCD Maintenance, Kenny Can Do It Maintenance. Call 665-1333. Love what Kenny Hankins, that's Kenneth Hankins to you, Bob, is doing with KCD Maintenance. Can't forget about English Construction, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. The Altavista Office of Economic Development, helping Altavista grow. Shout out to our buddy Dennis Jarvis. PCM Industrial Services, serving the Mid-Atlantic region with quality maintenance and construction services. Best Bet Motors, a respected name you can trust. Route 29, just south of the airport. Our dear friend up there, Terrell Salmon, graced the KD Country Facebook page earlier today. Shout out to Terrell and the whole gang at Best Bet. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, a family serving families since 1905. Hard to find bigger Colonel fans than the Finches. The Moose Family Center in Altavista, bringing communities closer together and celebrating life. And, of course, our streaming online audio brought to you by Chad Rakos, your All-State agent in Windhurst. Hoops fans always in good hands with Chad Rakos. Bobby, you want me to go with the team's starting lineups, or
Please,
you want to fire it out there?
You go for it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to keep mentally preparing.
I think that's the name of the game. We're always preparing. Always be closing, by the way. Zero. The other Agent Zero, Mike Jones, will start for the Rustburg Red Devils. Pardon me. He's joined by number 1, Elijah Manuel. Number 3, Joseph Daniel. Number 4, Tyler Hendricks. And number 12, Logan Tyree. For the Altavista Colonels, believe it's the pretty familiar starting lineup of number 2, Nelson Dews, number 3, Mateo Malbeck, number 30, Josh McClure, number 4, Daquan Poindexter, and number 1, Cameron Hughes. Lights cut back on. They'll have to recycle through and take a second to do that. Bob, have you missed the laser light show? You were on the road with me at Prince Edward. No light show up there.
Right, no light show. I'll tell you, I don't know if I was responsible for turning out the lights for a minute, but luckily I can't move fast anymore because I didn't go anywhere. The headsets might have gone somewhere. The radio, it would have been total confusion and collisions.
Bob is referring to they turn out the lights up here in the press box as well, and they were on for a second. Bob thought he was going to have to dash over there and cut them off, but fortunately Robert Duff did the honors. At jump circle, it looks like number 1, Elijah Manuel, and number 4, Daquan Poindexter. Colonel's in the home whites, a little bit of orange trim, black number with the orange around it. Rustburg in the home reds, white and black trim, more white than black. Everybody's got mixed matched shoes out there. And again, the crowd is growing here at Altavista High School, but still plenty of good seats if you're around. Hope you'll make your plans to join us for this 5-game homestand. We'll talk more about that as we continue. Daquan Poindexter wins the tip, sends it back to Mateo Malbeck for the Colonels. Red Devils look like they come out in some sort of zone. Hughes has it along the left baseline. Cross-court pass, right wing. It's in the hands of Daquan Poindexter now. 3 ball off the mark. Rebounded by number 0, Mike Jones. And normally Oscar Briggs, our broadcast partner, is Agent 0, but he'll have to yield that nickname to Mike Jones, number 0 tonight. Pull up 3 from number 0, no good. Rebound still loose and controlled on the right-hand post by Nelson Dews.
Colonels want to get some points going early. We talked about it. Who is going to be the guy at some point? Really that guy that can step up, score, and is not fearing it. Foul's going to be called against number 4 for the Colonels.
It's Daquan Poindexter. First team foul on the Altavista Colonels. First on Daquan, comes with 7:07 left to play in the English's Your Complete Home Center first quarter. Hendricks catches at the three-point line, moving across the lane to his right. Foul, pardon me, that was just too many steps on Tyler Hendricks. I beg your pardon. Colonels basketball. They'll get it into the front court in the hands of Nelson Dews, just right of center. Now in the right corner to Cameron Hughes. Middle of the court to Mateo Malback. Two-handed bounce pass to Nelson Dews. Nelly finds Daquan Poindexter in the right post. He's hacked as he sends the basketball to the rim. It didn't get there, but Daquan Poindexter will head to the free throw line to shoot a pair for the Altavista Colonels. Still no score in the first quarter, 6:44 remaining.
Foul goes against Tyree, his first.
Daquan was perfect from the free throw line against Brookville the other night, Bob, and the Colonels much better. They're shooting 53% on the year, but remember they had that bad percentage in the first game. Against Brookville, they were 14 for 17 from the stripe, so that's pretty good. First one off the mark from Daquan Poindexter. Second one does find the bottom of the bucket. 1-0 Colonel lead here in the English's first quarter.
So many people talk about, free throws being done in practice, but I still think you really need those game reps to get them done.
I would agree.
And a foul away from the basketball, and I believe it's going to go against the Colonels.
I think they got number 1, Cameron Hughes. Impeded his man a little bit as he was trying to make a cut there. First one on Hughes, second one on the Colonels as a team. Inbound play here finds Elijah Emanuel just left of center. Nice bounce pass to get it back to Logan Tyree, who did the inbounding originally. He catches and shoots and scores 2-1. Rustburg up 1.
Red Devil's going to be active with those flippers. We normally talk about Altavista with the flippers, but I'll tell you, Rustburg, I think they have sneaky length, if that makes sense. They're very quick, and those arms and legs extend out quicker than you may think.
Sure. The speed and the footwork gives them the ability to play bigger than they are, and wider, too. Ball back, bounce pass in the left-hand corner to Cameron Hughes. 3 ball is up, just short of the mark. Here comes Mike Jones on a run out. Drives to the hoop from the left side. Layup is good. Explosive move there from number 0, Mike Jones, 4-1. Rustburg on top.
Maybe witnessing a very special player that we have seen here tonight in Mike Jones.
I believe he's been over 20 every game so far this season. McClure drives to the bucket, leaves it off for McClure. McClure, nice finish with sort of an underhanded layup. 4-3. Colonels cut into the lead. Rustburg back up 1. Red Devils working right to left from our perspective. Colonels in the man-to-man defense. Jones will slow things down. Got a right-hand dribble about thigh high. He'll use a high ball screen. Now he'll sprint to his right, leaves it off for Joseph Daniel. Daniel moving to his left across the lane. Shot won't fall. Rebound controlled by Daquan Poindexter. Colonels clear it well. 5.5 left to play in the first. 4-3 Altavista. Nelly with a one-handed over-the-shoulder pass to Poindexter, who can't finish down low. Rebound collected by Tyler Hendricks. Red Devils going the other way quickly.
Don't know if that ball was supposed to go to Poindexter or Cameron Hughes. It was in the vicinity of both. Dews tried to get it down there as quick as possible.
Offensive foul against the Red Devils. This will get whistled against number 12, Logan Tyree.
That's 2.
It is 2 on Tyree, 2 on the Red Devils. 5:10 left to play in the English's Your Complete Home Center first quarter. English's, Bob, now you're home for Carhartt apparel for men. They got great stuff. I'm going to take you over there and check it out. You can pick me out something nice for Christmas.
Speechless. I didn't know that was a requirement to get you a gift.
Left him speechless. Hughes has it, left-hand post, off the bank and in. Cameron Hughes. A turnaround half hook shot. Maybe it's the old Magic Johnson baby hook. Cameron Hughes gets it to go. First lead of the night. No, pardon me, second lead of the night for the Colonels. Jones pull up 3, too strong. Offensive board by the Red Devils. That's number 2, Deontay Jackson in the game. Colonels on top, 5-4. Not even halfway through the first quarter just yet here from Altavista High School. Hughes guarding the basketball. They get it to Jones. Jones falls down but maintains the dribble. Now off to Daniel. Daniel bumped as he's sliding through the lane. Basketball got to the iron and then the glass, but wouldn't go in and touch the nylon. Joseph Daniel fouled on the attempt. He'll shoot a pair of free throws.
Joseph Daniel from a basketball family. His father, Major Herb Daniel, the head coach of the Gretna girls.
I thought I remembered you telling me that last year. Herb Daniel's doing a great job with the Gretna Lady Hawks.
Tell you what, they're a very disciplined club, and that's what I like to see out of a club. You know, somebody that is very disciplined. And of course, I mean, you know, Major.
Yeah,
where do you think he got that name from?
It's in the title. That's
right.
Yeah, didn't get it at dental school.
Right.
Free throw off the mark, tapped out of bounds off the back wall. Last touch off the Red Devils. So this is Colonel's ball. Lady Colonel's basketball team not in action tonight as usual. So I see a few of them sitting in the stands. We may talk about that Lady Colonel's club a little bit more later on. Foul against, I believe, the aforementioned Joseph Daniel. Yep, they're going to get Daniel for his first. Too much body contact against Nelson Dews. Go ahead, Bob.
I think Brantley Shields wants to see some numbers increase on the scoreboard, but team fouls, not one of them. Third on Rustburg, Tyree with 2 of them, and Daniel with a violation as well.
This zone defense from Rustburg, Bob, to me looks like it's an extended version of a 1-3-1. McClure's going to toe the free throw line and knock down a 15.5-footer from straight away. Josh McClure, nice mid-range jump shot. Colonels extend the lead 7-4. Jones is going to angle to his left and just barely walk it across the half-court timeline. Shake and bake move after a ball screen. Now he'll hand it off to Deontay Jackson. Jackson right wing, now more towards the middle. 17-footer with Maul back in his face. Won't fall. Rebounded by Jacob Adams for the Colonels, who has checked in. Maul back, calling for the basketball in the left corner. Now he's got to give it up to Nelson Dews. This Rustburg defense is active, Bob. You pointed out earlier. I'm going to point it out again. Nelly fires for 3, and it's good from the right wing. Nelson Dews brings the crowd to its feet. Look at the Colonel bench going nuts. Timeout on the court by Rustburg. Altavista on top by 6. 10-4 on 105.5 KD Country.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Life is full of opportunities to show someone we love them. One such opportunity is the funeral or memorial service. Finch and Finch helps you celebrate the relationships they shared and honors the memory of your loved one.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
10-4. The Altavista Colonels have the 10-4 lead over the Rustburg Red Devils. 3 ball from Nelson Dews got him there. Jump shot from McClure before that. Nice man-to-man defense by the Altavista Colonels too, Bob.
Yeah, Altavista really, I think, maybe giving Rustburg a punch they didn't see coming early. Red Devils having a little bit of trouble getting in the hole.
On the court right now for Altavista. Mateo Malback, Nelson Dews, Josh McClure, Daquan Poindexter, and Jacob Adams. Adams going to have to play some defense in the low post. Now you get some help as they get it away from Hendricks, but they get it to Joseph Daniel, and Daniel knocks down a three-pointer right in front of the Altavista Colonel bench.
That was great defense by the Colonels until the very end. You've got to remember, if you're going to double team, there's going to be somebody open.
Steal by Rustburg on the other side. Their defense is active. A chance to tie here with another long ball. Daniel's going to try it right away. It's in, and he's fouled. Joseph Daniel lets out a big roar as he rises up from the hardwood. He got bumped by Mateo Malback. The three-pointer went in. It was a full 2 steps behind the line of scrimmage. Malback didn't get much of them, but he got enough to warrant the whistle. And not only can Rustburg tie, Bob, they could take the lead back. The old-fashioned 4-point play.
Well, Brantley Shields didn't fall off the truck yesterday. 6 years at Appomattox. He's in his 6th at Rustburg. Ball's tipped around and picked up by Michi, but that's, or Mateo, pardon me. That's how you call a timeout, though. You get the basketball back, and you get 2 quick buckets.
Excellent point on the timeout there by head coach Brantley Shields for the Rustburg Red Devils. 6 big points at the hands of Joseph Daniel. 2 3 balls there. We're tied at 10. The free throw did not go in, and there was a foul committed afterwards. It's the first one on Mike Jones. Poindexter's going to get it into the front court. In trouble for a moment. Now he bounces it off to Josh McClure. McClure, a couple ball fakes back to Daquan Poindexter. Poindexter trying to slash to the hoop and then give it off to Jacob Adams. Throws it out of bounds into the drumline section of the Altavista Pep Band. And unfortunately, that's a turnover. Chancellor Mormon checking in the ball game now for the Colonels.
And you know, those passes and stuff like that, that's going to get picked on and picked up a little bit more. You go down the road and more of the chemistry you have with your team.
Agreed. On the court right now for the Red Devils. They've got the basketball. It's in the hands of Deontay Jackson. He's joined by Mike Jones, Joe Daniel, Tyler Hendricks, and number 15, Dante Jones. Dante Jones gets it middle of the lane, can't get the soft hook to go. Rebounded by Josh McClure right in front of the hoop. McClure will bring it up the near sideline. He lost the handle and took too many steps in the process. Turnover. We've got 2:07 left to play in the first. It's a 10-10 ball game.
Subs enter for Altavista. Hughes is back in.
He's joined by Lawrence Galliard, number 15. You didn't get to see Lawrence Galliard at Prince Edward, Bob, but he's healthy again. He's back. Didn't play a ton against Brookville, but I think Coach Harris trying to ease him back into the rotation a bit. Deontay Jackson driving. Scoop layup won't fall. Got his own rebound. Second chance will go from the left side of the hoop. Deontay Jackson, number 2. A 5'10 sophomore for Rustburg. Red Devils almost had a steal. Mike Jones could not grab it off the near sideline. Coach Harris urging his guys to use the ball fake, get the Rustburg defenders going one direction, and then pass the other.
Red Devils are on an 8-0 run since that timeout.
Well, you mentioned Coach Shields didn't fall off the truck yesterday. Good usage of the timeout there, and it's really paying off in spades. Cameron Hughes throws it away. He's trying to go cross court. He was on the right side of the court, tried to sling it over to the left side to Mateo Malbach, but the pass not on target.
And I asked Brantley, 6 years at Rustburg, 6 years at Appomattox. I'm like, where are you going to start next year and get the 6? He chuckled.
Nelson Dews tried to leap high for a steal, but it ends up in the hands of Joe Daniel. Daniel checking the defense, hadn't used the dribble yet. Chest pass to the left wing to Mike Jones. Chancellor Mormon, a lockdown defender, has been assigned to Mike Jones for the moment. Basketball out of bounds. It was poked away by Nelson Dews. Great sportsmanship by Nelly to help up Joe Daniel there as he hit the deck. We saw that at the Prince Edward game, Bob. We saw it some against Brookville. Colonels are not cold-hearted and out to get you. If they knock you to the ground, they're usually the first one to help you up.
A little bit of chit-chat going on down there, too, as the official tells the guys, if you want to talk, call each other after the game, not on the court.
That's great.
Well, people talk about Altavista, and people by meaning you and I and Oscar, how many big games they've been in. Jones for 3, overshot it. But Rustburg's been in some big games, too, football field-wise. And Mike Jones, Dante Jones, those guys played football, so I think they're used to bigger lights now at this point.
Steal by Mike Jones. Stepped in front of an errant Altavista pass. Can't finish with the left hand.
Outstanding
Nelson
defense.
Dews grabs the lead. Yeah, he hustled back. Up ahead to Cameron Hughes. Hughes with an unorthodox kind of a side straddle type of layup there. He threw it up over his right shoulder. He was fouled in the process, though, so that had something to do with it.
I think it's Dante Jones with the foul. That's his first. Fifth one on the Red Devils.
I don't disagree with your statement about the football experience helping out the guys at Rustburg. And let's face it, I mean, these Red Devils have logged a lot of basketball games as well, so they've got experience there. First free throw goes in for Cameron Hughes, brings the Colonels within 1. It's a 12-11 Red Devil lead. 56.4 seconds left to play in the first.
And you saw them this year. I mean, they know they can beat Altavista. At least the football guys do.
Helps give you a little bit of confidence.
And they played tight against Brookville, which was a big game at the time. They were leading JF at halftime. Not many teams can say that. So I feel like the football transition to basketball can only help grow the confidence.
Agreed. Second free throw went in for Cameron Hughes. We're tied at 12. 45 seconds left to play. Blocked away by Daquan Poindexter. Sidney Savain went up for a layup from the left side of the paint. Poindexter having none of it. Hughes drives, floater up, rattled around but would not fall. Rebound collected by Dante Jones, who swings the arms and the shoulders a little bit to get some room.
Under 30.
Jackson will fire for 2. 15-footer won't fall. Daniel's got an offensive board trapped along the baseline. Colonel's got a triple team going. There's a jump ball called. Possession arrow favoring Rustburg. Good tie up by the Colonels, though. 19 seconds, 19.9 to be exact, left to play in the first.
And I don't think Dante Jones did it intentionally, but he really hurt Daniel's cause because Daniel was trapped under that baseline, plus suffocated by 3 defenders. And Jones came around the baseline, out of bounds. Daniel couldn't pass it to him because then it's out of bounds.
Right. Inbound play goes to Elijah Manuel, who's back in. This is Tyler Hendricks. Hendricks left-hand dribble across the left side of the paint, now gives it off to Deontay Jackson. Down to 10 seconds. Jackson apparently in no hurry, pretty casual about the dribble. Same thing with Mike Jones, who has it in his hands now. Rustburg's going to try and clear out. Jones driving. Shot won't fall. Rebounded by Jacob Adams. Looks at the clock. One hand shot up. Collected by Ty Gafford nicely. Out of bounds, though, and it doesn't fall. We are tied at 12 after 1 quarter of play. Rustburg and Altavista. Second quarter on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
Hello, this is Jerry Miley from 1433 Alvis and Moose Center. Asking everybody to come on down and join us and see what the Moose is all about to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
Second quarter brought to you by English's, your complete home center. Now your home for Carhartt clothing for men, along with many other things. Pella Storm doors, Pratt & Lambert paint, and of course the customer service over there, top-notch. Donnie, Brent, Jerry, the whole gang. I'll think of some more people over there later. They might be tuned in. Bobby, thoughts on the first quarter? It was a good one. It's what we thought it would be.
It was. I think the Colonels I think Rustburg probably expected to score more than 12, to be honest with you. I didn't ask for magic numbers by quarter from Brantley Shields, but I think with the high offense that they've had in the last few games, 12 was not the number they expected in the first quarter. But Altavista did not hit a shot from the floor since that timeout that Coach Shields called with about 3.5 left.
Nelson Dews, cross-court pass to the left wing. Nice head fake by McClure. Dumps it down to Poindexter. Poindexter fouled, bumped in the back, and gets it to go off the back iron. Daquan Poindexter gives the Colonels a lead, 14-12. 7:48 left to play in the second. Shout out. Can I send a shout out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Real quick?
I've got a few, too,
It's somebody
but go
we
ahead.
both love. Our good friend Keaton Brooks, listening up there in the Northern Virginia area. He's a big fan of Always Be Closing.
Funny, he told
Always Be BC Closing.
He told me to give him a shout out too. So Keaton trying to double dip. But that foul by Jones right there on the last play, that's just being out of position and Rustburg trying to overcompensate late. If a guy's got it on the block, give him the easy 2 sometime rather than make it a chance for 3.
Manuel turnaround 2 from just outside the paint, won't go. Got his own rebound. That's stripped away, trying to put it up. Deontay Jackson shovels it to the hoop from the left block. 15-14. Colonels lead by 1. Agree with you on the out-of-position defense by Rustburg. Give the Colonels credit for getting the Red Devils out of position. Altavista basketball in the front. Long 40-foot pass across the court from Malback to Poindexter. Now it's McClure. Turnaround Jay from the left elbow. The sweet, soft touch of the blue-collar man, Josh McClure, 17-14.
Ryan
Colonels
Cook,
on top.
the greatest mid-range jumper guy that I've seen, had a birthday this week. Maybe McClure is paying homage tonight with some of these mid-range jumpers.
I hope Cookie's listening. Manuel turns around, 2 feet away from the hoop. He's fouled. He was trying to force it in on about 3 or 4 Colonels, and somebody just whacked him on the arm. It might have been Josh McClure. Let's wait for the official word on the scoreboard. Yep.
Second.
Good call, Bobby. Just under 7 left to play here in the second quarter. 17-14. Colonels on top by 3. This is number 1, Elijah Manuel, 6'3", senior for the Red Devils. Feels like he's been playing forever.
Kind of reminds me a lot of Bernard Jefferson. I don't know if you remember him from the Red Devils days. Got that same look, got the beard kicking, and he's got a tall, lanky, well, I don't know, maybe a built frame. Lanky, the wrong word there.
I think you're right. I think it's more of a muscular frame. 17-15. Manuel, the muscular senior, knocks down the back end of the 2 free throws. Malback looking for somewhere to go. Bullet pass to Nelson Dews. That's stripped away by Elijah Manuel, who hits the deck. Couple Rustburg Red Devils rush over there to help him up. This is Colonel's ball off the deflection out of bounds.
Now, you know the funny thing about Rustburg coaches, some of their coaches who coach their specific sport, also talented in others. We remember Brantley Shields, one of those football members at Avert.
Football player for the Avert Cougars. Inbound play went to Nelson Dews. He shot it off the backboard, couldn't get it to fall. Colonels lead by 2, 6.5 to play in the half. Manuel stutter step move, tried to get by Galliard. Galliard didn't let him by, but he also fouled him in the process. Shot never hit the rim. Manuel was going to hit the free throw line again to shoot 2.
Don't know that Manuel was extremely comfortable putting it on the floor, but I think he saw Galliard in a mismatch and decided, what the heck, I'll try it out. And Rustburg's going to be shooting the rest of the way. So is Altavista. 16 fouls by each. The next one would put him in the bonus.
First free throw good. 17-16. Red Devils trail by 1. 6:31 left to play in the Englishes, your complete home center, second quarter. Second free throw off the back iron, no good. Rebound collected by Mateo Malback at the free throw stripe. Colonels in the front court. They're working left to right from our perspective here at Altavista High School on a balmy, warm Friday night. Lay-in won't fall for Malback. Shot up by Galliard on the second chance try, won't go. Rebound collected in a crowd by Dante Jones. Red Devils going the other way with Mike Jones. Head of steam to the hoop, off the window and in. Mike Jones with maybe not the highest percentage shot based on the amount of defenders around him, but he got it to go. He got Rustburg to lead back, 18-17. Red Devils on top, Bob.
He's been held in check, though, I think, from what he's been doing, definitely tonight here early on. Of course, you don't want a hot second half either.
Right. Colonels have had a nice defensive package on him, and they've certainly, I think, paid a little bit of extra emphasis, although Coach Troy Harris and I talked about how much emphasis do you pay, especially to one guy. It was. Now, nice return pass. Look at the ball movement from the Colonels. Oh, they whistled Mateo Malback for too many steps.
No, I think they whistled in the middle of Galliard, maybe.
Maybe it was Galliard. There was a sequence there of 5 passes between 3 different guys in the triangle there, Bob. That was pretty special by the Colonels. They just couldn't finish it off on the other end.
Best thing about ball movement like that is when it never hits the floor.
Mm-hmm. Pop passing. Yep. That's what they used to call it back in the day. Almost like a one-timer pass in hockey where you don't even really catch it. You just scoot it over to the other guy. Red Devil offense on the wrong page. They throw one out of bounds there. They were looking for Logan Tyree on the left wing. Colonels get the ball back. 5:28 left to play in the second. It's a 1-point Red Devil lead.
My friend Brian Smith listening wants to hear a boom goes to the dynamite when a 3 goes down, so I don't know if you can appease him on that.
We can sure try. Poindexter trying to take on the whole team. 1-on-4 type of play there from Daquan Poindexter. He did look like he might have taken some contact. Foul is going to go against Daquan, though, on the missed shot, trying to get the board back.
Well, Tyree fell down, but, again, it's a situation where I guess if neither player gets an advantage, it's not a foul. That is the 7th on Altavista as a team. It's 18-17 Red Devils with 5:13 before intermission. You know, state championship Friday or Saturday is tomorrow. Kyle, Appomattox will be in Salem. We'll have games in Lynchburg. Very seldom do coaches worry about cramping due to warm weather in the state championship game.
Right. But it's possible with this great weather we've been having.
It's probable.
19-17, Manuel knocks down the first. Elijah Manuel spent plenty of time in the second quarter at the free throw stripe. Second one in and out, no good. Seems like he's hit 1 of 2 every time. Yep. Rebound control by Mike Jones.
Good memory.
Jones, thank you. Jones is going to restart things to the right side of the paint, up and under. Scoop layup with some English off the glass, too, by Mike Jones. Rustburg on another one of these runs. They lead 21-17. Colonels would like to answer here. Mormon in the ball game. He joins on the court right now for the Colonels. Nelson Dews, Mateo Malback, Cameron Hughes, and Lawrence Galliard. Nelly fouled as he's moving to the bucket. They're going to say this is on the floor.
It's on Mike Jones, his second.
That's the 7th one on the Altavista Colonels. Or, excuse me, on the Rustburg Red Devils, although the Colonels have 7 also. Well. Yep.
Yeah, the 6 is the magic number tonight. It seems like tonight's number is 6. Manuel, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Red Devils on a 6-0 run. We talked about Brantley Shields coaching 6 years at Rustburg as well as Appomattox. And now, you know, and normally sometimes we'll say game being called tight. I don't think there's anything wrong with how the game is being called, but it's just a lot of people are going to the free throw line tonight.
Officials are doing a nice job, I think. Hughes catches right wing, 1 dribble, puts it up to the hoop. Hits the front iron and won't go. Rebound loose, controlled on the right baseline by Logan Tyree. Wrapped up by a couple Colonels. They're going to get Chancellor Mormon with a foul. So Mormon with 2 fouls in a matter of 9 or 10 seconds for the Colonels.
I think Troy Harris really dejected probably. What does my team have to do to get a jump ball? I mean, we're around the guy.
Right.
We're trying to get hands on it every time.
Yeah.
Mormon's second.
Yeah, I'm with you. There have been a couple of those situations, and Rustburg's had a few like that as well where they thought maybe they were going to get a jump ball. Free throw by number 12, Logan Tyree, the 6'1" senior, will not fall. On the court right now for the Colonels, Mateo Malback, Nelson Dews, Jacob Adams, Lawrence Galliard, and Cameron Hughes. For the Red Devils, it's Tyler Hendricks, Logan Tyree, Deontay Jackson, Joseph Daniel, and Austin Martin, number 23 in the ball game. Second one won't fall. Cameron Hughes rebounds directly underneath the hoop for the Colonels. Still that extended 1-3-1 defense. Nelson Dews looking to the back line of that defense, but the pass is too high, incomplete, and out of bounds. Colonels trail by 3. 3.5 left to play in the half.
Rustburg, Altavista, it's such a county rival and a lot of swapping over years. Mike Sharness came from Rustburg.
Oh, nice backdoor cut there by Logan Tyree. Tyler Hendricks found him with sort of a sideways one-handed bounce pass. Excellent finish, too. Rustburg, they lead 26-21. Nelson Dews in trouble. Double teamed in the near corner. Now he'll drive after he gets it back. Scoop layup will fall. Nelson Dews with the impossible touch. Seemed like he was coming in at the odd angle. Somehow gets it to go. Nice bucket. 26-23. Colonels down 3. We're under 3 to play in the quarter. Handoff goes to Logan Tyree. He drives from the right side of the paint, gets it to the left side of the hoop, and scores. Now business is picking up. Offenses are having their way recently here, Bob.
Get out of my head. I was thinking the same thing. Same line, as a matter of fact.
I know you were. Malbeck thinks about an NBA range 3. Instead goes to Nelson Dews. Nelly, right point, goes to the free throw line to Galliard. Galliard, nice ball movement to Jacob Adams, who had it knocked away. But they're going to whistle Austin Martin with a foul. And this is going to send sophomore, number 24, Jacob Adams, to the free throw line for the Colonels.
I think everybody's shooting 2 now the rest of the way. Of course, business is about to pick up one of the greatest lines of a great play-by-play guy, Mr. Jim Ross. Don't know that he's listening tonight.
Wouldn't that be cool if he was?
Probably on his porch in Oklahoma.
That'd be really cool if somehow we got an email. Hey, remember, if you want those shout-outs, get in touch with me and Bob on Twitter. Get in touch with KD Country's Facebook. info@KDCountry is the email. info@KDCountry. First free throw was good for Jacob Adams. Second one won't go. There's Lawrence Galliard, number 15, on the rebound. Turn around from the right post, gets it in off the window. Nice job by Lawrence Galliard. Colonels trail by 2, 28-26. 2:19 left to play in the second quarter. Maybe we'll get some more shout-outs at the Subway halftime show when business slows down a little bit. Hendricks, crossover dribble, just right of center. Hands it off between Deontay Jackson. Jackson 5 feet in front of the half-court stripe. He bounces to Tyree. Tyree turns, heads to the free throw line, fires a jumper that misfires. Rebound controlled by Lawrence Galliard. Galliard's collecting a lot of boards here lately.
Colonel's doing a great job on the boards, too. Rustburg's not having second and third shots. Troy Harris would like a timeout. It'll be a 30.
We'll take the timeout as well. Rustburg on top, 28-26 over the Colonels. 1:49 left to play in the half on 105.5 KD Country.
Start your business on a winning note with an Altavista revolving loan. It's an opportunity to score big for your company's future growth. Funds available up to $10,000. Loan rate 1% below prime. Connect with Altavista's Economic Development Director, Dennis Jarvis II at Altavista Town Hall. Make your move today. The Altavista Revolving Loan Fund encourages economic development and enhances community vitality.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
I'm Kyle Hoehne. He is Bob Alvis. So glad you've joined the party here from Altavista High School. If you're in person listening, if you're in Altavista or Lynchburg listening, or if you're tuned in from far away like some people do. We'll get to those people later on.
Those
Bob,
people.
they're out there. They're in Rancho Cucamonga, California.
Always love Rancho Cucamonga this time of year.
Why wouldn't you? It's great weather, although it might be better weather here. Galliard catches it to right post. He's bumped with the body by, I think, Dante Jones. Galliard is going to go to the free throw line.
I think he's on Joe Daniel.
You might be right. I more and more, yep, you were right. I should have just said you're right away. I shouldn't have said might. Bob Alvis, the always ready, the always accurate Bob Alvis. Lawrence Galliard going to shoot 2 for the Colonels. First one's good, nothing but net. Boy, really impressed with Altavista's free throw shooting, Bobby.
Yeah, I'll tell you, from the way you described it to me from game 1, it's tenfold at this point. A lot better.
8 of 25 in game 1, and as I mentioned, 14 of 17 against Brookville. As Galliard cans the second one, I have a feeling that this percentage is going to be very close to that Brookville percentage. Man-to-man defense for the Altavista Colonels. Cameron Hughes trying to guard Logan Tyree. Tyree sends a line drive layup to the backboard, won't fall. Nelson Dews in and out of traffic. Spin move at the right post. Nelly with the finish. Nelson Dews, number 2, coast to coast and through traffic. Somebody put a stop sign or a speed limit on Nelson Dews. He was in a big hurry in and out of those traffic cones. We are Excuse me, I almost said we're tied. Colonels have a lead, 30-28.
We were tied until Nelson did that.
That's what a flashy Nelson Dews layup can do to you. Just make you forget what's going on. Colonels up by 2. Told you it was going to be a blast.
The second half promises to be a good one, too. I see this being probably a 3-point game or no worse going to intermission.
Mike Jones back in the game. Number 0 has been out for a little while. He sends it right side of the court to Deontay Jackson. Hughes steps up to close out. Jackson throws it over to Jones. Jones, no dribble just yet. We're under 1 minute to play here in the half. Jones leaving it off for Dante Jones. Shot won't fall. Probably got to be more specific on my Jones calls. That was Dante Jones on the layup attempt. Couldn't finish it.
Wow.
Poindexter going full speed to the hoop. Ball got poked away about 12 feet from the basket. They're going to say that's a foul. And Daquan Poindexter, pardon me, not Dante Poindexter, who's a Colonel football player and is in the house tonight. But this is Daquan Poindexter, number 4 for the Altavista Colonels.
Foul is going to go against number 15, Dante Jones, his second.
I think that's maybe why I got confused, right?
I don't know. I don't have an excuse for you on that one. Sorry. Sorry, buddy.
Raekwon Farmer, number 10, will check into the basketball game for his first action.
JV took a tough one tonight into the fourth quarter, but could not get the victory as Rustburg came out on top.
Second free throw goes down for Daquan Poindexter. 44 seconds left to play in the half. Colonels lead by 3, 31-28. Rustburg basketball working right to left from our perspective in the road red jerseys. Cameron Hughes, tight defense on Deontay Jackson. Jackson trying to get free and couldn't. Colonel bench wanted a 5-second call. Joe Daniel head fakes the 3, spin move to his right. Shot goes in, reminiscent of the Nelson Dews layup attempt. This time, Joseph Daniel a little further away from the bucket than maybe we'd call layup. About a 5-footer drops down for Joe Daniel.
Just shy of the block, and I'll tell you, if anybody thought that this was going to be the Mike Jones and Cruz show, I disagree. I think it's been the Rustburg Red Devils. Farmer will pick up the foul, his first.
Team effort for sure.
Yep.
Joe Daniel's going to get a chance for a three-point
Kind of like this one.
Oh, it's always
Eleanor
a team.
Hoehne, Kyle Hoehne.
Always a team. Robert Duff was up here earlier. He's trying to give Bob a fist pump.
Oh,
Folks couldn't see that on the radio, and he denied me.
That's why I did, because
maybe
they
I
couldn't
should
see
have
it on the
brought
radio.
up. Yeah. Free throw on the way for Joe Daniel. There's a little bit of a delay there. Some battling outside the paint before the shot even goes up. Daniel makes it. We are tied. 31-31. What a ball game. Long bounce
It's only
pass.
first half.
I know it. I know it. Ball back. Ball over his head. Throws it free throw line to Galliard. Galliard kick out to the left wing to Nelson Dews for 3. 3 ball no good. Nelly hustles to get the rebound back and scoop layup and scores. Look at Nelson Dews elevating to level 10. He missed the three-pointer. He got the rebound on a one-hop, took it straight to the rim, took some contact, throws the layup underhanded to the hoop, and it falls. What a play, Nelson Dews. We got 11 seconds left.
Nelson has shot more unconventional tonight than he has conventional shots.
He attacks you from those odd angles. Free throw no good. Scramble for it. I think they're going to catch Nelson Dews on a foul. You know he's amped up, so when he missed the free throw, you better believe he's going to go after it hard. Red Devils have been in the double bonus for a while. Interestingly enough, that's just Nelson's first foul. 9.7 seconds left in the half, Bob. Colonels lead by 2, 33-30. Tyler Hendricks with 2 free throws.
Funny, Hendricks was the one that committed the foul on the other end.
Yeah.
Now he'll go to the line, misses the first.
High arcing free throw is too short. A lot of these Rustburg guys shoot the high arcing free throws. Hendricks, couple dribbles. Sends the next one to the rim. That one falls down. Red Devils trail by 1 now. Colonels could hold for the last shot. Malback hit as he's catching the inbound pass at the 3-point line. Deontay Jackson just sold out for the steal and did not quite get there in time. His second foul. Probably close to the 15th on Rustburg as a team.
With the way things are going, I'm not sure I'll make it to Williams Stadium tomorrow for the state championship. A lot of fouls here in the first half.
Might want to ask Coach Mike Sharness if you can buy some of that football gear. Strap on a helmet and shoulder pads. Malback, nice composed, good rhythm, good form, and the free throw goes in. 8.8 seconds left to play in the half. 34-32.
Also going to have writer's cramp by the time this first half is over. A lot of statistic taking.
Bob keeps the score for us here. We said it was a team effort, but Bob shoulders most of the load in that regard.
Well, they're strong shoulders, too.
I would agree.
Working out.
And they're going to have pads on them soon, like we said. And get you some shoulder pads.
I was just going to get a tattoo of them, actually.
Oh, that'd be sick. That would be really cool. That would be cool. Ball back. Second free throw on the way. We'll try and keep it back on the rails here. Second one goes down. 35-32. Colonels continue to be very good from the charity stripe.
One thing you don't want to do here is be over-aggressive and foul. No need to send Rustburg to the stripe.
8.8
less
seconds
than 8
left.
seconds
Yep.
left.
Jones going to get it inbounds. Goes to the middle. Now he cuts to the left. Couple dribbles down to 3 seconds. Jones looks at the clock. Fade away 17-footer. Front iron won't go. Tip back was not in time, and we have played 2 full quarters of great basketball. Altavista, they're on top 3, 35-32. Subway halftime show on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
KCD Maintenance. Kenny can do it. If you've got a home or business maintenance issue, Kenny can do it. Call 665-1333. That's 665-1333 for KCD Maintenance. Painting, building maintenance, minor construction, and more. Kenny can do it. Call 665-1333. Again, that's 665-1333. KCD Maintenance.
No one knows trucks like we know trucks. Come see us and you'll agree. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC. Come on in. Bring the family, see your friends at Highview Motors, GMC. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC.
Good food, low prices, and great service keep customers coming back for more day after day at El Cazador Mexican Restaurant in Altavista. El Cazador is now open all afternoon, so you can come by anytime, any day, 11 a.m. till 10 p.m. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, a great place to unwind and relax with friends. Open 7 days a week, Main Street, Altavista. El Cazador thanks you for your business.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Virginia are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Brought to you by English Construction Company, with offices in Lynchburg.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show arrives. It finds the Colonels leading by 3 in a hard-fought 2 quarters of basketball. Good stuff from both sides. Bob and I will get to talk about that and so much more. Bob's going to have to work hard. He mentioned the writer's cramp. He's tallying up the score totals as we speak. While he does that, let me remind you that the Simple 6 menu is here at Subway. It's 6 of their best 6-inch sub options made in just for you meals. Chips, a drink, 6-inch sub for $6. That's the Simple 6 menu at Subway. I mentioned it was Flat Teas of Friday. Bob, what'd you go with again? Remind me.
The chicken bacon ranch. I think you can get that Flat Teas maybe patented a little bit. Talk to Robert and see if there actually can be a deal to do a Flat Teas of Friday.
Flat Teas of Friday.
He owns the store. He can do what he wants to.
Yeah, do what I want to. I like it. I like it. Colonels doing a lot of things they want to tonight, rebounding well, shooting particularly well from the charity stripe, playing good defense, and that's not always an easy task against a very potent Red Devil squad that has scored a lot of points against pretty much everybody they've played. They beat Liberty the other night 67-40, so 67 may not seem like a huge scoring mark. They're on pace for 64 right now.
That was last night, by the way.
That was last night. So. And, that's actually an interesting point, Bob, that we could discuss here on the Subway halftime show. Colonels leading by 3. We didn't discuss that Rustburg played last night. That's a Seminole District game, or what used to be the Seminole District, although the districts are coming back, we hear. Anyway, so my point is perhaps maybe the Red Devils, not as much gas in the tank here tonight on a Friday night against the Colonels. Your take?
I understand they got quite a bit of rest last night, and also that's not only an old Seminole District game, that's a conference game.
True. Yeah,
they're in the same conference right now. So I think anytime you can beat a foe in the same conference, which not everybody in every conference plays each other in regular season. Sometimes they don't see each other till tournament. But at this point, before the calendar turns to 2016, I think any win's a good win.
I would agree. That's an excellent point. Any win's a good win even after 2016.
Right.
But I know what you
they
mean.
say.
I know what you mean. You want to build that foundation. You want to get some positive vibes going early in the year, something that your guys can feel good about, and something that'll give you some momentum as the season progresses. The Subway halftime show always has great momentum. You know that, Bob. We'll step aside for another quick timeout. We'll let Mr. Alvis get the stats totaled up. I'll dream up some other things to talk about. Glad you've stopped by and joined us on a beautiful Friday evening in December. Hard to believe it's December. Glad you've taken part of your Friday evening to hang out and join our party. Colonel's leading the party right now, 35-32, 3-point lead over the Red Devils on 105.5 KD Country.
Hey guys, this is Terrell Sam with Best Bet Motorcycles. We started business over 5 years ago with only 10 vehicles and a simple concept to help people out that had less than perfect credit and give them good quality cars. Over the years, we evolved into 2 lots in Central Virginia with over 60 cars in inventory, and we do all types of budget, all types of credit. So remember, if your credit's less than perfect, give us a call here at Best Bet Motor Sales. All cars come with a 90-day, 5,000-mile warranty with the Best Spec Back guarantee. So for a fun, stress-free buying experience, give us a call. Best Bet Motor Sales, Route 29 South.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical. Licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today. 309-2266. 309-2266. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling.
Have you looked at your business banking fees lately? I'm Sean Stone with First National Bank, and we have the best business accounts which offer serious savings for your company. We have a full menu of business products from checking accounts and remote deposit capture to online banking. And we have a local merchant card representative who will customize services just for your business. So let First National Bank prepare an analysis of your current activity and show how we will reduce your banking fees. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Zaxby's, Wards Ferry Road, Lynchburg.
Man, that house salad looks good.
Dude, it's so good.
How about one bite for the road?
No.
Sharing is caring.
No. You can't have any of my salad, bro.
Wait, I got it right here.
I got $20 in a dream, yeah.
Well, that's a hit right there, dude.
Thank you.
Thanks, dude.
The house salad. Grilled chicken atop mixed greens, cucumbers, Roma tomatoes, cheddar and jack cheeses, and fried onions. Served with Texas toast. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels lead 35-32 over the Rustburg Red Devils. I'm Kyle Hoehne. He's Bob Alvis. Bob's still totaling, so let me send out some hellos, some shout-outs, a Colonel roll call, whatever you want to call it. They're tuned in down there at the ENS mark, Bobby. Our good friend Dave Mabry checking in and letting us know that. Of course, the mayor down there as well. And he said it's hard to hear. They're having so much fun in there. They can't quite hear the game, but they're trying to listen. I know my buddies at El Cazador listening. I don't know why that was so crazy. I lost my train of thought there. Carlos, Adrian, Steven, the whole gang. I know I'm leaving out some guys, but big shout out to the folks at El Cazador. They're probably tuned in at El Cabritos right now on Timberlake Road. Our friend James Monahan and my buddy Dean, who might not be at El Cabritos right now, but he's part of that breakfast club over there. Dean is a big-time KD Country fan. Oh, Dandy Dan Kaufman's probably tuned in somewhere in Lynchburg or Altavista right now. The folks in Rancho Cucamonga, Bob, our good friends Will McAvoy and Harry Dunn. Lloyd Christmas might be out there as well in Rancho Cucamonga. Easy to say. Easy to learn, hard to master. Maybe that's the key. Bob is totally tuning me out right now. As he's crunching the numbers. He looks like one of those mathematicians in the movies where he's got the equation drawn on the blackboard. There's a bunch of X's and Y's, exponents. He's carrying the 3, checking the remainders. Bob Alvis, a mathematical wizard here with the stats. Let me tell you the big stat before Bob gets into the personal stats. Colonel's lead, 35-32. I'm sure I've got some more shout-outs later. Most of the Colonel crazies and the students are in the house tonight on a Friday night, so don't need to send too many shout-outs to them. A lot of former Colonels in the house tonight, Bob. I gaze down there on the front row. I see Juan Thornhill chatting it up with Nelson Dews right now. Big Michi Malback in the house. Dante Poindexter, as I mentioned, well, he's still a colonel. Also, Destin Brown and Donovan Montague in the house here tonight. And
Juan Thornhill, new coach.
Many more as well. Juan, we talked about Bronco Mendenhall. We talked about that at Prince Edward. Remember, we got the breaking news?
Yeah,
we did.
Just a little bit, though.
Let's get some stats here at the Subway halftime show, Bob. It's almost wrapping up.
All right, I got some stats for you. Logan Tyree with 6 for the Red Devils. Joe Daniel leading all Red Devils scorers with 11. Jackson with 5. Mike Jones with 6. Elijah Manuel with 3. Tyler Hendricks with a point. Altavista, I got a full disclosure. I'm missing a point somewhere. I'm going to find it before the night's over, though. You know me.
We won't hold it against you.
Poindexter with 4. Mateo with 6. Hughes with 4. Nelson Dews leading everybody with 11. Josh McClure and Lawrence Galliard with 4. And Jake Adams, 1 free throw.
Good, balanced, spread out scoring by the Altavista Colonels. And you could say the same thing for the Rustburg Red Devils. It'll be Colonels basketball. No, pardon me. It'll be Red Devils basketball to start the second half. Altavista pep band sounding great.
I love the sign language we came up with at halftime, too.
I don't know how effective it is.
I think it worked.
We'll put that in the deleted scene somewhere. 16 minutes of regulation basketball remaining here from Altavista High School. Mike Jones with the pill. He lost it. Hit off a teammate's hands and ended up in Michi Malback's. Malback rises to the rim, now leaves it off to Poindexter. Poindexter swatted to the ground, helped up by Josh McClure and Daquan Poindexter. Going to spend some more time at the charity stripe. Colonels, as I mentioned, very good from free throw land in the first half.
First half felt like a NBA game last 2 minutes with all the fouls and stoppages. And again, not knocking the officials at all. It's just the way game flow has been. That's Mike Jones' third. So that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if head coach Brantley Shields decides to give him some more time on the bench or decides to keep him in there and let him play with 3. First free throw good by Daquan Poindexter. Second one converted as well. 37-32. Sounds like a broken record, but the Colonels continue to be good from the free throw stripe. 7:40 left to play in the third quarter. Malback, he's guarding Logan Tyree. He's got a right-hand dribble, waist high, now switches to the left, moving left. One-hand pass to Tyler Hendricks. Hendricks catches, now he'll drive with the right hand. Guarded by Cameron Hughes. Just one step inside the three-point line. Now over to Mike Jones. Jones had the shot partially blocked by Daquan Poindexter. Rebound controlled by Josh McClure. The Altavista Colonels cleared off. They're going the other way. Lob pass from Nelson Dews to Mateo Malback in front of the Colonels bench. Now Malback works it towards the middle of the court. Over to McClure. McClure took too many steps. Speaking of the NBA, that's one of those ones that they would encourage in the NBA. But McClure just kind of slid the 1 foot there as he was making a move to the bucket. 7:10 left to play in the third. Give me some more shout-outs, Bob. Let's keep the party going.
Dave Close listening to us tonight.
Dave Mabry and Dave Close, of course, both coaches on the fantastic Altavista Colonels coaching staff.
As is the head lady colonel, I like to call her, Kim Gafford, since Ty's the principal.
Right.
Guess she's the first lady.
Yep. Ty Gafford in action tonight. Tyree, left-hand layup. He'll score from the left side of the hoop. Just barely snuck by Malback. Good drive, good finish.
Tyree has been sneaky good tonight.
Agreed. Excellent observation by you. He's not the first guy you'd think of.
That's what you brought me here for, right?
Yeah, Poindexter had to go down to one knee to recover it, flips it off to Malback. Malback full speed, bullet pass to Hughes underneath the hoop. Hughes stuck, fades away, right-hand shot won't fall. Rebound controlled by Joseph Daniel. Daniel throws it ahead to Deontay Jackson, who got behind the D. Jackson had to save it. Now Manuel has trouble finding it. He fakes the pass, might have taken an extra step. Left-hand finish won't fall. It's getting crazy, so crazy Nelson Dews ends up in the lobby there by the ticket taker.
Well, here's what I saw on that. I think the mistake right there, maybe by Jackson, and maybe not a mistake. I think he was waiting to catch the ball. However, the pass was led in front of him. So then Jackson had to backpedal. You're never in good position when you have to do that. You throw it to Manuel. He was out at the three-point line. I don't think very comfortable driving as Jones fires a three. No good. Rebound McClure. And then out the door we went.
Yeah, Nelson Dews ended up out the door. Bounce pass to McClure. McClure thinks about a long two-pointer. Decides to give it up to Malback instead. Malback overhead pass to the right side of Nelson Dews. Nelly for three. Won't go. Poindexter on the offensive board. He got bumped as he was trying to fire it. Manuel puts the shoulder in Nelson Dews' gut. No call. And Rustburg's going the other way. Daniel sidesteps one defender. Can't sidestep McClure. McClure fouled him to the ground. Nelson Dews is not in good shape out there.
No,
He's
Nelson
hunched over and
Took one to the midsection.
Yeah, I think Coach Harris saw it and is going to get him.
Or as Gorilla Monsoon would say, the solar plexus.
The solar plexus, yes. Daniel is going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Things are getting a little strange out there. Nelson Dews is still hunched over.
Yeah, I'm surprised that one of the referees doesn't really see it.
Yeah, he's going to come off now for a substitute, I feel sure.
Not Nelson might lose his
staying
lunch.
on. Yeah, Nelson Dews is going to stay on. Maybe Coach Harris asked him if he was okay. I mean, Nelson Dews isn't asking for a substitute. Maybe he's playing the possum game. Maybe he's going to act like he's hurt and he's going to catch him.
So he's playing a good role. He's playing a good possum.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Altavista's theater productions are doing roadkill this year, but if so, Nelson's got a lock on the possum.
Second free throw won't go. Colonels still lead by 2. Rustburg nearly with a steal. Basketball is loose. 4 players on the deck for it. There's the tie-up. Jump ball called. Rustburg working hard when the basketball hits the floor. You can tell that's something that Coach Brantley Shields has coached. Daquan Poindexter going to do the honors on the inbound. Nope, Brantley Shields wants to take a full 1-minute timeout. We'll take 30 seconds of it. Colonels lead by 2, 37-35. 5:35 left to play in the third against Rustburg on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
In the market for a new Chevrolet? Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
For a huge selection of new Chevrolets and pre-owned vehicles, it's Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
FellersDirect.com. Selection. Convenience. Fellers Chevrolet.
Fellers Chevrolet.
Always open and only a click away.
FellersDirect.com.
A short drive will save you money. Fellers Chevrolet. In Altavista.
Here's more award-winning high school sports with Kyle and Oscar on 105.5 KD Country.
No, Oscar Briggs is not in the house. It's Kyle and
Can we
Bob
talk to that guy?
tonight. Yeah, what is that guy doing? Did he not get the memo?
Right.
It's Kyle and Bob tonight here from Altavista High School. And Bob, let me mention something about Fellers Chevrolet while we're at it. They sponsor the YouTube rebroadcast, where you can go back and listen to pretty much any Colonels game from the last 3 or 4 years on the KD Country YouTube page. Go to kdcountry.com, click the YouTube link on the left. And I know Juan and some of the guys that have graduated and moved on have been listening to some of the old games because they were playing, so they didn't get to hear them the first time around.
Yeah,
so
VHSL discourages earphones. Beats by Dre, not encouraged when you're playing a game.
It's a nice way to relive the Colonel action. Altavista basketball after the Rustburg timeout. Remember the first time Brantley Shields took a timeout, it worked out well for him.
6-0 run right out of the chute.
Colonel's trying to get Rustburg to extend the D a little bit. Poindexter will drive, bumped in the hip, and fires the shot. It hit off the glass, but would not hit any of the rim. Poindexter going to go to the free throw line again. He has shot a bunch of free throws in this game. Colonels lead 37-35 over Rustburg.
And, you know, we've got some of the old classics, too, that I actually have in a storage unit.
Yeah, I think we need to get – we were talking about getting some of the older ones loaded on there, too. Let's work on that in the Subway postgame show, shall we?
Tonight?
Yes.
I'd have to go to the storage unit. I don't think you can lose me right now.
38-35. Poindexter cans the first free throw.
You're giving Altavista credit tonight, and justly so on the defensive effort and many others. But how about giving Rustburg some credit? A team that will not go away. Every time it looks like Altavista is going to pull away and Rustburg kind of, get sleepy out there per se, for lack of a better term. The Red Devils just come right back.
Yeah, Red Devils have gone on some runs of their own, and they've led at various points of this game. If you joined us late, it's been back and forth basketball all night. Colonels led by 3 at the end of the half. They're up 4 now. Goes into the high post to Jones. Jones had it swatted away by Galliard. Up ahead to Malbeck. Malbeck 2-on-1. He's clobbered.
Good foul.
Joseph Daniel hit him in the arms. You're right. Prevented him from making the layup. He pats Malbeck on the back to kind of say, my bad. Mateo Malbeck will head to the free throw line to shoot a pair. What a block by Lawrence Galliard, just rising up and rejecting the Mike Jones shot.
Good job to get in transition. My dad, one of the smartest things he always said, and he said a lot of them, if you're going to foul a guy, foul him hard enough that he doesn't get the shot to go in.
Sure. Did have a lot of smart things to say, did Harry Alvis. Just a question of you remembering some of them. That's low.
I wish he. No, you're good. You're good with that. I just wish I could remember all of them. I should have taken a notebook. That's where I should have had the writer's cramp, sir.
Forgotten more basketball than you'll ever know. Malbeck sinks both free throws. I'll say it again. It might sound like a broken record. Colonels are doing wonderful from the charity stripe.
And the ones in the second and third quarter are just as big as the ones in the fourth.
Yep. 41-35. Altavista on top by 6. Their biggest lead of the ball game. Up and under layup from Jones. Won't go. Rebound gathered by Lawrence Galliard underneath the hoop. He hands off to Poindexter. Poindexter in a hurry. Long strides to the bucket. They're going to get Daquan Poindexter with an offensive foul. Knew he was in a hurry. Appeared to be slightly out of position. And a good job by the Red Devils defense to fortify the back line and take the charge. Third foul on Daquan Poindexter.
What a meeting of the minds on the far side, the side that Rustburg's going to now. Ty Gafford, Barry Gotsey, and Dean Hubbard. That's a lot of wins. Even Dean contributed a couple of them.
At Rustburg High School. Dean
At
Hubbard,
Rustburg, right.
Coach for the Rustburg Red Devils not so long ago. Jackson lost the basketball. Elijah Manuel will recollect it at the free throw line. Rustburg has it in the front court. 4 minutes left to play. In the Englishes, your complete home center, second quarter. They tried to dump it down in the low post to Manuel. Nelson Dews did a nice job denying it, swatting it away.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Dews was kind of fronting Manuel, and Manuel didn't have the hand up to, say, come over the top. Good play by Nelly.
It's either 1-3-1 zone or a 1-2-2 zone. They've got Deontay Jackson.
We'll go 1-2-2.
Extended way out, trying to double team momentarily. Malback catches, driving, right side of the paint, offensive foul. They got Mateo Malback with an offensive foul. That's 2 in a row on the Colonels. Poindexter before Malback. Mateo can't believe it. Good defense again by Rustburg. You made a point to note that Rustburg's playing some pretty good defense of their own. Colonels do lead by 6. It's the third foul on Mateo Malback, third one on the Colonels as a team. They bounce it down low, mid-post to Elijah Manuel. Now kick out pass to Daniel for 3. Too strong, rebound loose, hit off somebody's foot and out of bounds. They're going to say it's last touch Red Devils. Colonel's ball with 3:24 left to play in the third.
Strange sight there. Ty Gafford had the ball in his hands and didn't take a shot.
Yeah, it is strange. He was a great shooter in his day for the Appomattox Raiders and also the Lynchburg Hornets. That's Ty Gafford, the principal for the Altavista Colonels. Enough about these old guys. What about the 10 on the court?
Wow.
He's not that
Might
old.
not want to put that on the YouTube broadcast. Editing out
I
will
can
be
edit.
Kyle Hoehne.
Nelson Dews, couple waist-high dribbles. He's bumped to the deck, pitches it off to Mateo Malback. Malback lost it. They're going to call him for traveling. He knew it. Just a little too fast, and the ball got stuck on his hip right there at the three-point line. 3:03 left to play in the English's third quarter, Bob. They're your home for your complete line of Carhartt clothing for men. Like I said, we're going to get over there and pick out my Christmas gift. That Carhartt clothing would make any guy happy. Elijah Manuel, low post, bounces it back out to Deontay Jackson. 3 ball too strong. Cameron Hughes has the rebound. He'll travel up the far sideline. And a little extracurricular activity between Cameron Hughes and Logan Tyree. Now the referees get involved and say that's enough.
Jackson's going to be charged with the foul in the backcourt. And that's a foul that later on the Red Devils and nor Colonels want to commit. Call that a December foul.
A
so
December
speak.
foul. Now that's pretty good.
It's about 80 feet away from the basket. Neither guy is going to be happy about it. And Brantley Shields would like to stop and talk about it. It'll be a 1-minute timeout. I believe we will observe the stoppage as well.
Let's take at least 30 seconds of it, Bobby. Colonel's still up, 41-35 over Rustburg. 2:48 left to play in the third on 105.5 KD Country.
A full line of men's Carhartt clothing has just arrived at English's The Complete Home Center. Carhartt, known for its rugged durability, making it great for work and play. English's carries coveralls, bibs, shirts, pants, and hats in sizes up to 4X and special orders available. Hunting season is here. The holidays right around the corner. So shop English's for all your Carhartt clothing. At 1522 North Main Street, Altavista. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, Saturday, 8 to 1.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
Over 53 years of outstanding award-winning high school sports coverage, Bob. You've been a part of a lot of those awards. You look like you had something on your mind about the game. What you got?
No, I was just going to give a shout-out to the better half in the Godsey family, Cindy Godsey, who, I'll tell you, Barry and I did some broadcasting back in the day of some Martinsville Mustangs games.
Oh, yeah?
And Cindy rode down with us, and I'll tell you, just a pure joy. Always love catching up with her and talking to her, and definitely the smartest person in the Godsey household.
And they're in tight with our friends at the Drugstore Grill down there in Brookneal as well. So it all comes full circle here on KD Country. Great stuff from the Godsey family. Chancellor Mormon, couple pass fakes. Now he throws it overhead to Nelson Dews. On the court right now for the Colonels. They're working right to left. It's Galliard, Malback, Dews, Adams, and Mormon.
Keep in mind, Troy Harris gets that timeout too when Brantley Shields calls it. What do you think Altavista might have talked about? Maybe taking the air out of it a little bit.
I think that might have been a point of emphasis, patience on offense. That was not a patience
Don't think that
shot.
was it.
Nelson Dews forced that one up from the left side. He'd love to have that one back. 2:05 left to play in the third. Rustburg basketball. They trail by 6. Jones gives Dews the shoulder, puts a shot up with the left hand from the middle of the paint, and it's good. Nelson had his feet moving. Coach Troy Harris indicating that he thought Mike Jones might have lowered the shoulder a little bit.
I'm a little surprised the bucket counts. I mean, I'll give you the foul, but I mean, I didn't know this was the association on a Friday. I mean, it looked like a little bit of a continuation right there.
Jones going to try the free throw for the three-point play. Book that one. Red Devils only trail 3 now, 41-38. Could be a key moment here for the Colonels to see if they can stave off this run from Rustburg. Nelson, another unorthodox layup. This time it won't go. Ran all the way around the back plate and threatened to fall down, but just wiped off the rim.
And I don't think either team has had great shot selection tonight.
Jones to the rack, strong and fast. Mike Jones, Agent Zero. Got ourselves a 1-point ball game now. Colonels still lead, 41-40. Rustburg mini run. We're in the midst of it right now.
Well, now I think Altavista needs to really look to slow it down.
They're going to slow it down with a foul there. The officials will call. Is it Joseph Daniel or Mike Jones? It was Joseph Daniel. That's his fourth. Yeah.
Fourth.
That's not good news for Brantley Shields. The foul trouble there with Joseph Daniel. He'll check out. Entering is Dante Jones. Jacob Adams will inbound right in front of his own bench. Long cross-court pass to Mateo Malback. Malback bounces to the left side to Nelson Dews. Dews closer to the half-court stripe than he is at the three-point line. Now cross-court again to Malback. Free throw line to Galliard. Galliard, couple steps, charging to the hoop. Shot doesn't go. Got his own rebound, and then there's a foul on the rebound, I believe.
It's on Manuel. I think that's at least 3. Well, only 2.
Colonels lead by 1, 41-40. 1:17 left to play in the third.
Altavista is going to be in the bonus for maybe the whole fourth, if not the start of the third. That was 16 fouls on Rustburg.
They bounce it into Malback. Malback pull up from 12 feet outside of the lane. Shot doesn't go.
Good job by Jones. I mean, letting traffic get out of the way and just huddling that basketball.
Just hug the ball. Jones going to drive. Swatted away by Galliard. Nice job by Lawrence Galliard to use the length to reject the shot. It'll stay with Rustburg.
Nope.
No, it won't? Will it?
I thought they said Altavista.
Looked like they were pointing that direction.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Nelson Dews is there.
Okay, but the officials are going to talk it over now.
Well,
perhaps
somebody's going to be unhappy.
Yeah, perhaps you can hear the crowd getting into it. Yep, Altavista ball. Officials got together, talked it over. You hear the Altavista crowd come alive?
Brantley Shields is a little fired up off that one.
The plot thickens from Altavista High School. Colonels lead by 1. Late stages of the third quarter. 55 seconds left to play in the third. Malback and Nelson Dews having a 2-man game out front. Now it goes in the left corner to Adams. Adams kicks to Dews. Dews too strong on the 3.
It's against Rustburg.
Yeah, it's a foul.
Number 7.
Rustburg. Rebound went up. Couple Colonels battled for it. 3 Red Devils battled for it. It's
I think that's 4 on Jones.
Mike Jones. 17 fouls, you're right, on Rustburg. Mike Jones has 4 fouls. Joseph Daniel, another starter for Rustburg, has 4 fouls.
Your perimeter essentially has 8.
Exactly.
And they get 10.
Looks like Jones is staying out there. 1-on-1 situation for Lawrence Galliard. Free throw off the mark.
This is where you really have to. Brantley Shields has a lot of trust, and you've got to be smart if you're Jones, because now your penetration's got to even be careful, because if you pick up a 5th on a cheapie with the drive.
Great point. Jones has got the basketball in his hands right now.
Same for Daniel.
Waist-high dribble with the right hand. Excellent point. Daniel's on the bench right now, though. But I agree with you.
Yeah, when he gets back in, though, you got to watch it offensively.
He's going to go back in at some point. Deontay Jackson driving, swatted away by Galliard. Galliard's got a handful of blocks here in this ball game, making his presence felt as sort of a goalkeeper back there rejecting shots.
Galliard very calm, cool, and collected. I mean, it doesn't look like he's even getting a big kick out of it, but his teammates sure are.
Heart rate might not even be
right.
up. Rustburg inbounds. They hand off to Mike Jones. Jones driving again. He took the charge.
That's 5.
Nelson Dews took the charge. Yeah, it's 5 fouls on Mike Jones. Everybody clapping for the Altavista Colonels, and with good reason. Nelson Dews sensed that Mike Jones was driving to the hoop. He got the feet set, took the charge. It wasn't a picture-perfect charge taken by Nelson Dews, but a seriously good hustle play. Brantley Shields is not happy. Nelson Dews is grimacing a bit. I think Jones might have caught him in the face area as he went down. Not intentionally or anything, just a hard basketball play. Mike Jones, the outstanding scorer for the Rustburg Red Devils, collects his 5th foul. We're in the 3rd quarter, Bob. 12 seconds left.
And, you know, one thing is Coach Shields did have to miss a game last year. It might have been the Altavista game. Charles Jones had a lot of experience coaching this team as a foul goes against Dante Jones. So it's always good if you're going to work the refs, Charles Davis can be the mouthpiece to get some attention to guys on the floor.
Sure. Daquan Poindexter driving, fouled by Dante Jones. He's going to shoot 2 free throws with 2.7 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Colonel's going to be in the double bonus when quarter 4 is in play.
That's the 3rd foul on Dante Jones. Shot good by Daquan Poindexter. Jacob Adams checking into the ball game. He joins Lawrence Galliard, Daquan Poindexter, Nelson Dews, and Mateo Malback.
Colonel's only up 2. Keep that in mind as well.
A great ball game. Some of the crowd on their feet. Maybe by the end of it, all the crowd on their feet. Free throw, no good. Galliard with the stick back off the missed free throw. There's the horn to end the 3rd. Colonel crowd going bonkers. Colonel players going bonkers. This 4th quarter is going to be fantastic. You better not go changing that dial. Colonel's lead by 4 over Rustburg. 4th quarter on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
PCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this award-winning broadcast. PCM Industrial Maintenance and Construction Specialists providing welding, millwright, erection, and fabrication services to all forms of industry throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. From offices in Altavista, PCM Industrial Services wishes Coach Harris and the Altavista basketball team a safe and successful season. Go Colonels!
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels lead by 4 in front of a raucous crowd here at Altavista High School. Bob, if you thought just because all those big-name players like Juan Thornhill and Michi Malback had graduated that you weren't going to see any more exciting moments, you better think again. This year's group of Altavista Colonels basketball able to deliver in fine fashion. This has been a great night.
Well, and the other thing you got to keep in mind, though, if you're an Altavista fan, when you're this high, there's only one way to go normally. So if you're Altavista, I think you just got to calm down. Don't get over-emotionalized and drop a lead here, which is only 4.
Great point. You got to be able to use the momentum, but you got to use it in the right way. Scoop layup from the left side won't fall for Deontay Jackson and the Red Devils. They get an offensive rebound. Tyree backing his way into the hoop with the elbow and the butt. He swats the rebound away from Lawrence Galliard, but that's the last touch off Tyree. Rustburg playing hard, though. You make no mistake about it. We're giving the Colonels a lot of love, and they deserve it. But the Red Devils are nowhere near out of this ball game, trailing by 4. They do have one of their great scorers not available after 5 fouls, Mike Jones.
If you're Altavista, I don't think you can take your foot off the throttle, but so much.
Yeah, don't go into the prevent defense just yet. They're only up 4. Nelson Dews catches along the far sideline, now toes the three-point line right wing. It's all the way over left side to Malback, in the corner to McClure. McClure wants to try a 3. Oh, he rattles home! Josh McClure, 3-ball corner pocket. It hit the back of the rim, then hit the backboard, and snuck down the hole for 3. Colonels lead by 7.
In the words of one of my favorite color commentators, Bill Raftery, onions.
47-40. Drive to the hoop. Galliard with another block. Are you kidding me? He blocked Sidney Savane that time. Lawrence Galliard on the back line of the defense, just rejecting shots. One-hand bounce pass by Daquan Poindexter over to Malback.
If you're Altavista, I like the strategy. If Rustburg's going to chase you on defense, let them chase you. They're going to get more tired that way than you are.
Galliard to the hoop. Left-hand finish won't fall. A little too strong. Fighting for his own rebound. I think he fought too much. They're going to get Lawrence Galliard with an offensive foul, or maybe it wasn't offensive because he didn't have the ball, but there you go, loose ball. Good call.
Colonels only have 5 team fouls. Galliard's second.
You know, Bob, Rustburg's been in that zone all game. I think at some point Brantley Shields is going to have to come out in a man-to-man, but we'll see if Rustburg continues to trail anyway. Colonels got the man-to-man defense going all night. Jones turns, drives to the bucket from the right side of the paint, and fouled at the right post area.
Well, you know me, Hoehne. I'm a guy that likes to try to keep the glass half full. If you're Rustburg, you're going to learn how to play without Mike Jones right now, and later on down the road, that might be important. if he fouls out in a big game late. So I think this can only kind of be a good point for you if you're Rustburg.
Dante Jones fires the first free throw too long, too strong. Of course, more coming up.
Many people remember the Dante Jones who played for Duke.
Yes.
There for a while.
Yes. Those were good times.
Yeah.
Second free throw on the way for the Dante Jones that plays for Rustburg. No good. And the Red Devils lost the handle out of bounds. Colonels lead by 7, 47-40. I'm Kyle Hoehne. He is Bobby Alvis. And we're so glad that you have joined us. You can call him Bobby Evans, you can call him Roberto Alves, or you can just call him Bob Alvis, whatever you want to call him. Just don't call it to his face. But get in touch with us, and we'll talk about you on the radio, and we'll say your name the right way, not the joke way, whether we do with Bob. Colonels basketball in the front court. Rustburg still in that extended 1-2-2 zone. Colonels really just playing pitch and catch along the perimeter. Corner it goes to McClure, was tapped away by Dante Jones. McClure urging Dante Poindexter to put some more mustard on the pass next time. Nelson Dews will inbound in front of his own bench, near sideline from our perspective here at the press box. Colonel scoring on the left-hand basket. High pass collected by Lawrence Galliard. They're going to whistle Galliard for a foul.
It's his fourth.
I think in Lawrence's mind, he had every right to that pass as the Rustburg player did. It is the fourth one on Lawrence Galliard, so they lose the wonderful shot blocking of Lawrence Galliard. It's 17 fouls on the Colonels. That's going to send the Rustburg Red Devils, number 5, Sidney Savain, to the free throw line. Sedain, pardon me. Savain, yes.
S squared.
Savain. S squared would probably be simpler.
Well,
let me make a note.
Let me tell you one more notice. Savain misses the free throw. Dante Jones with the board takes it up. McClure rejects him from the backside. 3 ball up by the Red Devils. It's short. Rebounded by Mateo Malbeck, and Malbeck's going to go the other way with it.
Look at the seamless transition by the broadcasters there, and a great hustle play by Mateo Malbeck. He lost it. Back and forth basketball, batted around now. Daquan Poindexter has the steal. Coach Troy Harris was barking for a timeout for about a full 5 seconds. He wants to settle it down. Let's take 30 seconds of it. Colonels lead by 7. Wild affair here with 5:29 left to play in the ball game on 105.5 KD Country.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Life is full of opportunities to show someone we love them. One such opportunity is the funeral or memorial service. Finch and Finch helps you celebrate the relationships they shared and honors the memory of your loved one.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels lead 47-40. Altavista on top. Bob Rustburg scoring in the third quarter.
8 points total. 5 of them are on the bench and are not going to score again tonight, and Mike Jones. So if you're the Red Devils, you really got to figure out who's going to be that man to take the big shot. I think Altavista is probably still wondering that to a degree on their side of, if we need a bucket, who's getting the ball? Right now you maybe have a few options, but I don't know if you have that one guy. And I'm a fan of that. You got to get the guy.
I agree. It's nice when you know who can take that last second shot. Sometimes the drawback to that is the defense knows as well.
Well,
but
if you're a good enough player, defense doesn't matter.
That's right. Yeah, try playing defense on LeBron James or Steph Curry or one of those guys, right?
Played a little bit easier on LeBron right now than you can Curry.
True.
Out of this world.
1-2-2 zone defense, very extended for Rustburg. They bring it all the way out, almost half court. Free throw line, McClure, couple dribbles, inside the lane, shot up and in. Josh McClure gives the Colonels a 9-point lead. Their biggest of the game. Altavista led by 3 at half. We were tied after the first quarter.
Rustburg has not scored in a good while.
Not a great shot there. A chance to break the scoring drought. Deontay Jackson missed the first one, got his own rebound, missed the second. Nelson Dews fouled as he is getting ready to run the fast break after a Colonel rebound. Nelson Dews will take a trip to the free throw line, and he's going to shoot 2. Colonels now in the double bonus after the 10th Rustburg team foul.
Fouls on Sadeh Savain, his second.
And thank you for getting it right. My apologies to Sadeh Savain.
Over the double digit. That's what I was told before the game. So if you're right, then I'll take the blame for it.
Well,
Dews at the stripe. Hits the first.
Colonels,
sorry about that.
No, you're fine. No need to apologize. Colonel scoring on the left-hand bucket in their home whites on the court right now for Altavista. Cameron Hughes, Daquan Poindexter, Nelson Dews, Josh McClure, and Mateo Malback.
Colonel's on a 10-0 run.
Wow.
When you
11-0
date it
now.
back to the third quarter. No, that made it 10,
You
actually.
You counted that free throw. Gotcha. Bob saw it go in before I even saw it go in. 11-point lead for Altavista.
Oh.
Mateo Malback with like a two-handed block. He bounced it off of Logan Tyree as Logan Tyree was going out of bounds. What a play by Mateo Malback.
I kind of got to agree with Brantley Shields on that one. I mean, Coach Shields throws it up the hands just to say no foul. Malback came in with both hands. I don't know if he got him upstairs, but I think he probably got him with the body or something. But Altavista gets a momentum call right there, I think.
Malback tried a one-handed fastball, a little bit too long, and it was picked off by Logan Tyree. Tyree fouled by Cameron Hughes, and Logan Tyree's going to shoot a 1-and-1.
Hughes just trying to make a play and gets caught with a reach.
I think Mateo Malback was amped up after the big block that he just tried a pass that might have been a little bit too overzealous. Logan Tyree going to catch his breath, puts his hands on his hips for a moment, receives the basketball, spins it, free throw coming with 4:38 left to play in the ball game. It's no good. Malback controls just in front of the free throw line. He'll walk. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you've got to use the old ocean reference for Rustburg right now. I mean, they could not hit it if they fell out of a boat. They are really struggling offensively.
They can't hit from distance. They can't hit from mid-range, and they're not having much luck from inside. He was bumped out of bounds into the doors on the back wall there at Altavista. He'll go to the free throw line and shoot two. He was not in the act of shooting, but it's just a double bonus situation.
Cut through the huddle, too. That's kind of interesting is Tyree and Manuel over there, and Cameron Hughes just not asking to cut in on that one. Just got in there, and Colonels from here on out are shooting two, so even if they split each one of them, that's one more point each time.
51-40, Altavista on top by 11. You're right, it's going to take a big effort from Rustburg to claw their way back into this one now.
On both sides, because they've got to stop Altavista from scoring.
4:20 left to play in the English's, your complete home center, fourth quarter.
Well,
Cameron Hughes goes 0 for 2 that trip.
Don't want to be doing that.
First time I can remember the Colonels missing both free throws this game. Joseph Daniel up, under, layup. He got Malback in the air. Malback got the block. Basketball never made it to the rim, but he got too much of Joseph Daniel. He's going to shoot 2 free throws for the Rustburg Red Devils. Now, I mean, I know what we always say, and what we say is right. The free throws count the same in the first quarter as they do in the fourth, but if you're Rustburg, you really got to make the free throws now if you want to have any chance.
Mateo has got 4. I do agree with you. You know, some people call me Stat Guy Bob. I'm going to try to wow you with some free throw stats afterwards because I have a feeling there could be some trends.
I love the stats. I love Bob Alvis. You combine the two, you have a lot of love. Free throw good for Joseph Daniel. That cuts the lead to 10.
And Valentine's Day is still 2 months away.
Cuts the Rustburg deficit to 9 with 2 free throws. Timeout on the court by Brantley Shields. We'll take it 2. Colonels 51, Rustburg 42. Just over 4 to play in the game on 105.5 KD Country.
Hello, this is Jerry Miley from 1433 Altavista Moose Center. Asking everybody to come on down and join us and see what the Moose is all about to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista High School, the site. The gym is rocking. There's a great energy in the gym tonight, Bobby. Rustburg brought a lot of fans down.
Shout out to my friend Jerry Eccles. He's a big Dan River guy. He's up in Livingston right now where Dan River leads 57-45 in the fourth.
Colonels threw it away. Dante Jones going the other way was blocked by Daquan Poindexter. But a foul on Poindexter trying to recover. Dante Jones going to go to the line and shoot 2. Yet the Dan River Wildcats loaded up, primed for another great basketball season. We'll see them later on in the year.
Poindexter's 4th.
I think that first game against Dan River isn't until late January. It is the 4th one on Daquan Poindexter. And
so Poindexter and Malback each with 2, or each with 4, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not good news for the Altavista Colonels. They're both on the court right now, by the way. Dante Jones sinks the first one. Second free throw on the way. Rattles around, side of the iron, no good.
All of Rustburg's points have come from the stripe here in the fourth, Hoehne, and it's only 3 of them.
Nelson Dews looking somewhere to go. He goes along the far sideline to Josh McClure. McClure chest pass to Mateo Malback. Now they've got it to Daquan Poindexter. One hand bounce pass to McClure. McClure shovels it off to Hughes. Hughes with the finish. Good ball movement by the Altavista Colonels and a good finish by Cameron Hughes to extend the lead back to 10.
Still a lot of time left, though.
3 minutes and 37 seconds to be exact. Manuel's going to try and back down McClure. Turns around, right-handed hook shot, doesn't go. McClure and Manuel wrestling on the far baseline. Basketball last touch off Elijah Manuel. It's going to be Colonel's ball.
Manuel on the football
right
team?
now. I'm shocked right now that Brantley Shields isn't running a full court press, though. When you're down 10 with 3.5 minutes, Bob?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a young group, so maybe see if Altavista is going to throw it away in the half court. They're not very far in front of that mid-court stripe, which I think is living a little dangerous.
Daquan Poindexter, NBA range 3, no good. Collected in the mid-post by Elijah Manuel. He threw it away. Rustburg recovers. This is Logan Tyree going down the far sideline. Spin move. Tried the right-hand finish. It hit off the side of the backboard, but he was bumped out of bounds.
Some dues.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, I mean, if you're talking about Rustburg not pressing, I almost have a bigger problem with the shot selection and the ball handling. Needing to get under control if you're thinking about coming back from down 10.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, but let me say this. Coach Brantley Shields can control the defensive selection. He can't control the dribbling and the shot selection as much. That's my point there.
Good point.
Free throw, no good. He can't control the made free throws either, and the Rustburg Red Devils need some right now.
And if you're Altavista, you don't need to be taking wild shots or quick shots.
Good point. Tyree makes the second one. It's a 9-point Altavista Colonel lead. Now Rustburg's going to come up and provide some pressure.
But again, if you haven't worked on the press,
lost the ball.
steal.
Good point.
Don't do it.
Joseph Daniel pitches it off to Dante Jackson. Jackson gliding through the air. Shot won't fall. It's tipped up and in by Dante Jones. Nelson Dews actually might have gotten more of that ball than Jones, but it went in the basket.
I think Coach Harris might be calling a timeout when they get in the front court. Nope, just wanted to get in the front court.
53-46. Colonel's on top, but you're right. They're looking a little scattered right now. Coach Troy Harris does burn a timeout. 30-second timeout. Tell you what, Mr. Alvis, let's keep it here for this one. Altavista on top, 53-46. I think we've both pointed it out, or at least alluded to it. Colonels didn't want to take their foot off the gas, but you can't take your hands off the steering wheel either.
Right.
It seems like they're losing control just a little bit right now, doesn't it?
Rustburg has 1 timeout left. Altavista has 2. I'll probably touch back to that with like less than a minute to go, but it's the old Brookville game. Remember, Brookville scored late, and Altavista didn't have to pass it in. You can use that 5 seconds on the baseline until you start seeing the officials count.
Right. Yeah.
It's just a strategy late.
Yeah. Can't do it in the NBA and college, but you're right. In high school, you can. If you've got less than 5 seconds, you technically probably don't have to inbound. Colonels do get it inbound on the sideline. We've got 2 minutes and 35 seconds left to play in the ball game. Colonels, they lead by 7.
Rustburg's getting a little bit more aggressive defensively in the half court.
Yes, they are.
But the thing is, that's also going to tire out the Red Devils a little bit.
At this point, you don't have much left to conserve energy for. McClure sidestepping his way through the defense, makes the bucket. Right hand finish from the left side of the hoop. Big time play there. It's a
you got to hit a field goal.
Lead again.
You got to hit something from the field.
Logan Tyree is going to jog it around the right side of the defense. Now he'll switch back, move to his left. Chest passes between the circles to Deontay Jackson. Joe Daniel up and under layup, finish, falls. That brings a big roar from the Rustburg contingent that has made the trip down. And Joseph Daniel hits that field goal that Bob was talking about. Say 55-48 Altavista lead.
McClure joins the 4-foul club with Malbeck and Galliard.
Under 2 minutes to play. Free throw good by Joseph Daniel. 55-49. Altavista up by 6.
Tell you what, Rustburg is going to give a lot of coaches a prescription for Motrin.
Colonel's been up as much 9. They lost the basketball on a turnover there. Deontay Jackson, right side of the lane, floating and finishing. Colonel's only lead by 4 now.
Well, Colonel's almost looking like they're in a survival mode at this point.
Agreed. Nelson Dews going to dribble it across the timeline, middle of the court. Bounces right side to Mateo Malbeck. Dews, bounce pass, return to Mateo Malbeck.
90 seconds left.
Right-hand corner goes to Cameron Hughes. Hughes behind the back dribble. Lost the handle momentarily, recovered by Daquan Poindexter. Colonels lead by 4. Oh, Nelson Dews just lost the handle, lost it off his foot. Here goes Joseph Daniel, 2-on-1. Malbeck tries to take the charge, He took the charge. Mateo Malbec gets the feet planted in the middle of the lane. That is a big play right there, Bobby, to defend the 2-on-1 attack from Rustburg.
I think Malbec sold it pretty well, too.
I think it's
Daniel's
5 on Joseph
Daniel's got 5.
I would agree with you on the salesmanship there from Mateo Malbec. I think he did what he had to do to get that call for his team. 5 personal fouls on Joseph Daniel. Colonels will not shoot free throws here because this is a player control foul situation. It's interesting that they call it player control. They should call it player out of control situation.
But they're going to set up a full court press now, which you kind of had been clamoring for earlier.
55-51. Colonels lead by 4. Going to break the full court pressure. They do so. Nelson Dews with a right-hand dribble gets it in. Oh, they found McClure alone underneath the basket. Nice feed from Cameron Hughes to find Josh McClure. Extends the Colonel lead to 6. 60 seconds left to play.
You don't have to be in a hurry.
Foul by Mateo Malbec on Logan Tyree. That's 5 on Mateo Malbec. So now we've seen 2 players dismissed early for 5 fouls for Rustburg. Now here's 1 from Mateo Malbec. Nice game from the junior, number 3, Mateo Malbec. Remember what my buddy Brandon Connor says, Bob. There is no drawback to Mateo Malbec, but unfortunately, the Colonel's going to have to finish the game without him.
Well, I would say I have a question for my friend Kyle Hoehne, but I'll just call you Kyle Hoehne for this purpose. You like the press. Do you like putting a guy on the inbound or not?
Let me debate that one just a little bit. Free throw from Logan Tyree around the cylinder and down. That makes it a 5-point Colonel lead, 57-52. Sometimes, but I also like to double team the other team's best ball handler, deny him the basketball. Second free throw hits a lot of the rim and goes down for Logan Tyree. Rustburg cuts the deficit to 4.
I don't blame Rustburg. Don't go get that ball. Let the official get it.
54.8 seconds left. Clock is stopped because of the made free throw. Colonel's going to set up a press break. Rustburg has 4 guys in the Altavista backcourt. Daquan Poindexter gets it, middle of the court, passes ahead to Jacob Adams.
Now you got a foul.
Adams shovels it off to McClure. Doesn't look like they're going to foul.
Well, they're in the front court, so you need to think about it.
I'm not disagreeing with you. It was just back and forth passing between Poindexter and McClure. Coach Troy Harris wants to take a timeout. Let's take it with him. Colonels lead by 4. 40.7 seconds left in the ball game against Rustburg on 105.5 KD Country.
Start your business on a winning note with an Altavista revolving loan. It's an opportunity to score big for your company's future growth. Funds available up to $10,000. Loan rate 1% below prime. Connect with Altavista's Economic Development Director, Dennis Jarvis II at Altavista Town Hall. Make your move today. The Altavista Revolving Loan Fund encourages economic development and enhances community vitality.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
We return to Altavista High School. Colonels on top by 4, 57-53. Bob, I mentioned that our sound engineer, Eleanor Hoehne, wouldn't need the coffee to keep her awake. The action on the hardwood would be more than enough.
Yeah, if you're going to sleep tonight, you must have had a real tough week and been really tired. If you're Altavista, you got to get the ball in. If you're Rustburg, you might have to foul or think about a turnover real quick. I'm not a fan of fouling in the backcourt. Make Altavista get the 10 seconds across if that has to happen again.
Well, I'm with you. I thought Rustburg might foul too. They're only down 4. Poindexter to inbounds, just gets it in short to Nelson Dews, and Nelly is bumped out of bounds.
It's on Sadeh.
Yep. Sadeh Savain is the name. S squared is going to be the nickname. It's his 3rd foul. Nelson Dews is going to shoot 2 because the Colonels are in the double bonus. First one's up and good. Very good looking stroke from Nelson Dews. We've got 39.4 seconds left to play in the ball game. In regulation, 58-53, Colonels on top by 5.
Do you think it was a good thing that the Colonels had such a bad free throw shooting night, game 1?
Maybe so. Maybe it exposed a bit of a weakness, something that they needed to work on. And Coach Troy Harris mentioned, we'd been working on defense a lot. We hadn't had the basketball in our hands as much, so we made a point to work on that. Both of them good from Nelson Dews. Jackson driving. Nelson Dews with a hand in his face, but could not prevent the bucket. It's good. Colonels lead trimmed to 4. Nelson Dews fakes the long ball, instead goes short to Daquan Poindexter. Poindexter trying to dribble between traffic, swatted on the arm and fouled. Number 4, Daquan Poindexter, is going to toe the free throw line again for the Altavista Colonels. 24.7 seconds left, Bob. Colonels up 4.
And again, to bring out one from Mr. Alvis, my father, at the free throw line, he always told me to see it through, see it going in the bucket. If you visualize it, it's 90% of this game's half mental, I believe they say.
I think so. I think that sounds right. If you're using the Yogi math anyway. First one good from Daquan Poindexter. Second on the way. Good as well. Just barely nicked the back of the iron and then went in. Rustburg got to be in a big hurry now with 20 seconds left. Coach Brantley Shields going to burn his final timeout. Let's take it with him. 20 seconds remain. Colonels up 6, but not quite over yet from Altavista High School on 105.5 KD Country.
KCD Maintenance. Kenny can do it. If you've got a home or business maintenance issue, Kenny can do it. Call 665-1333. That's 665-1333 for KCD Maintenance. Painting, building maintenance, minor construction, and more. Kenny can do it. Call 665-1333. Again, that's 665-1333. KCD Maintenance.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
So glad you've stopped by to join the party here from Altavista High School. Colonels lead by 6, 20.6 seconds left. Bob and I were discussing off the air. Rustburg probably got to be thinking 3 now, right, Mr. Alvis?
I would think so. I'll tell you, for Rustburg, they've had one of the E's tonight really help. Effort has been there. No questions asked. Execution, not probably the greatest for the Red Devils, but I'm sure Brantley Shields would tell you that too.
Get it inbounds. Deontay Jackson looking to drive, not looking for the 3. He lost it. Last touch off of Rustburg. Altavista basketball with 13.4 seconds left.
Keep in mind, you cannot run the baseline right now.
Yeah, I don't want to say that seals the deal, but they're going to foul Josh McClure as Daquan Poindexter gets a little short 5-foot pass into him. McClure knocks these down, and it's probably over. I mean, Altavista's up 6. If he could put them up 7, that would make it almost impossible.
Yeah, it's it for Jackson as well. Third Red Devil to foul out. I believe that's the third. Daniel fouled out, right?
Yes, that's right. Yep, you had it right. Hey, that's your old lesson. Don't second guess yourself.
I keep telling myself that, but then I think about it, and I'm like, maybe I should.
McClure going to shoot at the left-hand bucket here in an attempt to seal the victory for the Altavista Colonels. A extremely hard-fought victory.
Colonels have backed everybody off the line.
Yep, first one does go down. What a nice victory for the Altavista Colonels, knocking off the previously undefeated Rustburg Red Devils 63-55. Subway postgame show on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
No one knows trucks like we know trucks. Come see us and you'll agree. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC. Come on in, bring the family. See your friends at Highview Motors. Highview Motors, GMC. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC.
Some people have never tried food at a Mexican restaurant, so we asked Chad Shelton from Shelton's Plumbing and Heating about his experience.
I wasn't so sure what the green stuff was, but they slipped some on my plate one day, and now I won't have a meal without guacamole. Still can't spell it.
At El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, if you have questions, they give you the answers in English. Mexican and American foods, affordable prices, and fast service. Try it today, El Cazador, Main Street, Altavista.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Virginia high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too.
Brought to you by English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical. Licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today. 309-2266. 309-2266. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
How about these Altavista Colonels from Altavista High School in front of the home crowd, a spirited Friday night hoops crowd, and hopefully you tuned in and heard all the action on 105.5 at kdcountry.com or with the TuneIn app. I'm pretty sure wherever you were listening, you got yourself a great ball game. Colonels win 63-55. The Subway post-game show is underway. We're going to step aside very quickly to collect our thoughts and get Bob Alvis another pencil, another pen. He had a lot of writing to do in the statistical end of things tonight. We'll gather our thoughts, bring it all back with the Radio Shack player of the game, so much more. The fun has just begun on the Subway postgame show. Colonels get the W, 63-55 over Rustburg. You heard it all live on 105.5 KD Country.
This broadcast is brought to you by the members of the KD Country Sports Club.
Chef's Drive-In, where the shake machine is shaking and dozens of flavors to choose from.
One Stop Mart, where the gas is cheap, the beverages are cold, and the chicken is kicking.
El Cerrito Altavista. Throw on a sombrero, shake your maracas, it's El Cerrito time.
Altavista Medical and Oncology Massage Therapy. Broad Street can help relieve your pain.
Vista Foods Altavista, your hometown grocery with the freshest produce and best meats.
McDonald's in Altavista, committed to the community and bringing the world's favorite food.
Steve Farmer Auto Sales, Main Street Altavista, best deals on wheels.
Colonels football is brought to you by the Sports Club on KD Country.
Hey guys, this is Terrell Sam with Best Bet Motorcycles. We started business over 5 years ago with only 10 vehicles and a simple concept to help people out that had less than perfect credit and give them good quality cars. Over the years, we evolved into 2 lots in Central Virginia with over 60 cars in inventory, and we do all types of budget, all types of credit. So remember, if your credit's less than perfect, give us a call here at Best Bet Motor Sales. All cars come with a 90-day, 5,000-mile warranty with the best spec back guarantee. So for a fun, stress-free buying experience, give us a call. Best Bet Motor Sales, Route 29 South.
It's a good show, man.
Man, that was awesome.
Loud crowd. Oh, house salad time.
I'll bring it on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're going to have to do the encore tonight, buddy.
No, they want to see your face.
They're chanting your name.
Not it, man. They're saying Brett.
Well, I'm taking this with me.
No. I'll hold it for you.
Seriously, don't touch my salad.
Time for my encore now, son.
The house salad. Grilled chicken atop mixed greens, cucumbers, Roma tomatoes, cheddar and jack cheeses, and fried onions. Served with Texas toast. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Zaxby's, Wards Ferry Road, Lynchburg.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Award-winning high school sports play-by-play, by the way. 3 in a row from the Virginia Association of Broadcasters. Enough about us, though, Bob. Let's talk about this great basketball game. It was back and forth the entire way. We were tied at the end of the first quarter. Colonels led by 3 at the end of the half. Interestingly enough, they would not relinquish that lead. Rustburg got close a bunch of times. Colonels got the lead extended to as much as 9 several times. They end up with an 8-point victory. But it was back and forth basketball, the very definition of it. A lot of give and take. Both teams making some runs. Both teams seem to take the other guy's best punch. You know, in the day we used to talk about, heavyweight matchups, that kind of thing. This was more of like a good welterweight matchup, wasn't it? Bunch of light, quick guys running around out there with some speed and some energy and just really getting after it.
Yeah, the heavyweight championship just changed for the first time in 11 years with Vladimir Klitschko losing to Tyson Fury. But no title switches tonight, no titles on the line, no interims or super welterweight titles either. But it was I'll tell you, for Altavista, I think it's got to be a confidence boost. Any win you can get before the Christmas tournament, which will be after Christmas, actually, or is it before?
It's before.
It's right before Christmas.
December 21st and 25th, the Jeff Koch Memorial Invitational, but also known as the Christmas tournament.
It's in a couple weeks, and so it's coming up on us. You better do your shopping.
It's a week from Monday.
Right, so you really better do your shopping. Yeah. But the Colonels found some nice gifts tonight, and I'll tell you, free throw line. Shout outs to my guys from Brookville, Scott Jester, Kim Woodford, and Chris Glaze.
They were here.
And they saw the free throw shooting the first night, but by Altavista up close and personal. But I tell you, those three guys can still light it up too. I understand they go on 3-on-3 tournaments around the world and play. Just got back from Honduras, as a matter of fact, with a 3-on-3 tournament. But I'll tell you, Altavista really has improved the free throw shooting, I think, and that's huge.
8 of 25 in that first game against Brookville. Tonight, the number is going to be far better than that. They were 14 of 17 from the charity stripe the other night against Brookville Tuesday night. This one was a 63-55 win over the Rustburg Red Devils. Another timeout. Getting all choked up
It's
just
emotional.
thinking about it. It really is. Hard to deal with the emotions that this great basketball brings to you, brings to your heart, brings to your mind, Bob, but certainly glad we got to see it. 63-55, Colonels win. Subway postgame show rolls on right after this on 105.5 KD Country.
Brother needs a pickup, sister wants a ride. Uncle needs a sports car to keep him satisfied. Mama, she wants comfort, luxury and style. And daddy, he just wants a deal that's gonna make him smile. Everybody's happy, you can hear them all say, we're glad we went to Fellers Chevrolet. Competition for all dealers in Central VA. A short drive will save you money. Fellers Chevrolet in Alta Vista.
Is there a painting project on your to-do list? English's Home Center has added an additional line of paints. English's features Pratt & Lambert Lifetime Warranty Red Seal Exterior Paints. Choose from hundreds of stunning, beautiful designer colors. Pratt & Lambert interior or exterior paints. Value price to save you money. Pratt & Lambert Paints. Never compromise.
English's is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista.
PCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this award-winning broadcast. PCM Industrial Maintenance and Construction Specialists providing welding, millwright, erection, and fabrication services to all forms of industry throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. From offices in Alta Vista, PCM Industrial Services wishes Coach Harris and the Alta Vista basketball team a safe and successful season. Go Colonels!
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Life is full of opportunities to show someone we love them. One such opportunity is the funeral or memorial service. Finch and Finch helps you celebrate the relationships they shared and honors the memory of your loved one.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway postgame show returns for its final segment. Colonels knock off the Red Devils 63-55. Bob, our dear friend, I seem to always say dear friend, don't I? But it's true. Our good buddy and dear friend, Scott Wilson, joining the party, checking in to let us know that he was tuned in. I told him he needs to get out there on the links. And don't forget your kilt, laddie, that kind of thing, like the Scottish do. Subway postgame show, always enjoyable when we start thinking about Subway. 3 great locations to serve you around Alta Vista. Main Street, inside the Walmart on Clarion Road, and further up the road inside Foster Fuels on Route 29. You can always eat fresh at Subway. The only wrong choice is not going. That tagline, courtesy of the one and only Bob Alvis. Stat guy Bob, some people call him. And speaking of statistics, you need some more time there, Mr.
Can you
Alvis?
give me just another minute or
I'd love
two?
to give you some more time. Let me reiterate what I said earlier. Some folks might not have heard it. I think a lot of people had the impression about this Colonels team that they were going to take some time to grow and needed some seasoning. They lost 5 starters from last year, so they said, well, you know, they're going to be an okay team, but not going to produce the exciting, thrilling stuff like the guys from last year. Well, I think you better rethink that, folks, because this Colonels team can get the energy going in the gym. They can beat you in a lot of different ways. They're playing a great brand of basketball right now. Troy Harris, in his first year, people said the same thing about him too, Bob. They said he's going to need some time to grow and develop. This Colonels team is getting there a lot quicker than people thought, and they are fun to watch. If you thought they were just going to pass the basketball around and win games 30-25, you better think again. They can score points. They can produce those exciting wow type of moments. I mean, think about the stuff Nelson Dews did tonight. This is a good ball club. This is a ball club that is still going to get better. Now, don't get me wrong. They need some seasoning like everybody. It's only mid-December. But I think they're a lot better than people gave them credit for. They knock off the previously unbeaten Rustburg Red Devils. I'll tell you something, too, while you think, Bob. Troy Harris and I were talking, the head coach of the Altavista Colonels. We were talking the other day after practice when we conducted the interview, and he said, you know, every team we've played has been undefeated when we've played them. Nobody's had a loss until we've given it to them. Now, of course, the Colonels lost to Brookville, first game of the season. But Brookville was 1-0 at that point. Altavista later turned around and beat the Bees on Tuesday night. That was a good ball game that Oscar Briggs and I got to watch in person. Colonels win by 3 there. They win by 8 tonight, and it was a blast. You see a lot of folks still in the gym hanging out. I think they want to catch the guys as they come out of the gym and say, wow, what about that play right there? That, you know, that kind of stuff. Good energy in this gym tonight. Altavista's always been a basketball town, always going to be a basketball town. Mike Carlero said that when he was leaving. So I think people are still pretty fired up about hoops here in Altavista, even though some of the big guns from last year, those guys that won the 3 state championships, have gone on. The Subway post-game show has not gone on. We're almost ready for the Radio Shack Player of the Game Award. While Bob tabulates some more stats up, let me tell you, Radio Shack on Main Street in Altavista, authorized Intellos dealer, also your home for White's Music Shop. You can get some good guitars, some strings, some accessories and that kind of thing that you might need. You don't want to go to Lynchburg or Danville if you break a string or you need a new set of drumsticks, that kind of thing. You got a jam session coming up on short notice like Bob Alvis often does, and you need new strings. You don't have time to drive all the way to Lynchburg or Danville. So if you're in Altavista, if you're in Gretna, if you're in Brookneal, if you're in any point in between, Radio Shack on Main Street in Altavista is a good resource for you. And, of course, they have all the great things that you've come to know and love Radio Shack for. They even still sell radios at Radio Shack, Bob.
People have those still?
Even in 2015, yeah.
Can I tell my Eleanor Hoehne story real quick before
Eleanor
I get to
Hoehne,
the
our sound
numbers?
engineer, I think deserves to have a story.
I was talking to my good friend Dave Walls the other day of Channel 13, ABC 13. Was at the Altavista Christmas Parade about a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And first words out of Eleanor Hoehne's mouth, maybe after hello, was, I know Bob Alvis. That's normally not the best icebreaker, folks, but it's nice to see that I'm still loved and respected, or thought of at least, by one person in the world. Speaking of things to think about, let's think about some stats.
Here we go.
For Rustburg, 3 players in double figures from each team. Tyree had 11. The Major's son, Little Major Daniel, with 17. 9 points from Jackson, 14 from Mike Jones, 3 points from Elijah Manuel, and Hendricks contributed a free throw in the second quarter. Let's get back to that second quarter in a minute. Don't forget about it, Kyle.
I won't.
Daquan Poindexter for Altavista had 12. Mateo Malback with 8. Cameron Hughes with 6. Dews and McClure each with 15. They led the Colonels. 6 points from Galliard and 1 point from Jacob Adams. Free throws. 67 of them shot between the two teams. Rustburg, and of course unofficially, Rustburg 18 of 30 for 60%. Altavista, though, 29 out of 37 for 78%. In that second quarter alone, 29 free throws, 19 of them went down total.
Wow. 67 free throws combined between the two teams? Is that right?
Yes, sir. It's funny because if you look at the quarter-wise, the first quarter and the third quarter saw 17 free throws. So my math tells me 17 subtracted from 67 is 50. 50 free throws in quarters 2 and 4.
Wow. Unbelievable. What was the percentage for the Colonels again?
78%.
Impressive stuff. Altavista was 82% the other night against Brookville. 78% here. Certainly going to bump up the season percentage of 53%. And
great stats by Greg Pribble.
Absolutely.
By the way.
Greg Pribble has been around with the Altavista Colonels for a while in different capacities. He is
probably the unheralded MVP.
I think so. He's sneaky. He flies under pretty much everybody's radar, but not ours. And not sneaky in a bad way, folks.
I'm going to help out on that one.
He's sneaky talented.
Big tennis fan.
He is a big tennis fan. He's a tennis coach for the Altavista Colonels.
Normally you're a fan if you coach it.
Good point. Very quickly, before we get to the Radio Shack Player of the Game, Bob, the statistics, again, pretty balanced for both teams, don't you think?
You know, I was trying to think, and I'm sure we could look back at the annals and find it pretty easily. but seldom do you see 6 guys in double figures, 3 apiece from each team.
Yeah. Colonels actually had 4 in double figures Tuesday night against Brookville. So they're getting some balance.
Right. But, I mean, the other team, too, they have just as many.
Sure. No, that's a good point.
In double figures.
That's a good point. Time for Radio Shack Player of the Game, of course, brought to you by Radio Shack, Main Street in Altavista. I've been going first for the visitors, Bob, and I can do that if you'd like some more time. I can go for
I was
Rustburg
just
if you have somebody in mind. Or
yeah, I can go with somebody here.
Okay.
Let's start with Rustburg. I liked what Daniel did. I mean, I know it's cheesy to go with the high guy, but he had 17. I think better days are ahead for the Red Devils, though. Without a shadow of a doubt, I think they're going to be a tough team in conference, and I think every night you played Rustburg, you're going to know it either the day after. Not necessarily that they're going to beat you up, but they're going to run you around.
Yeah, they make you work.
Yep.
They really make you work. Good point there. I'll go with Agent Zero, Mike Jones. He fouled out in the third quarter. You think if Mike Jones could stay in this ball game, not like he didn't try and stay, but if things were different and maybe he had less fouls, is maybe the outcome different? I don't know. I like what Mike Jones did.
I feel like he never got into a rhythm
I
tonight.
agree. I think you credit the Colonel's defense for that, for sure. And Coach Troy Harris said it's going to be the first time anybody's really played a man-to-man defense against Rustburg. Every other time they've scouted them, a lot of people running zones at them, so maybe that helped. On the other side, Radio Shack Player of the Game for the Altavista Colonels. Who's going? Me or you?
I'll let you go.
Oh, thanks. I wanted you to go.
I'll go.
I got my pick. I just wanted to keep it fun. I got to go with number 2, the new Deuce. The Deuce got loose tonight several times. Nelson Dews, notorious Nelly, as we get some shout-outs from below by Colonel basketball players, Lady Colonel basketball players.
I think they're all shouting you.
Victoria Burgess. Yes, back to notorious Nelson Dews. What a great game by Nelson. How about the unorthodox layups that really got the crowd fired up? Hit a 3. Defense, spectacular. Nelson did it all tonight.
He had 11 of 15 in the first half, and we were talking about it. That play, I think it's only you and me that almost saw it, where Nelson really got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah.
Only scored 4 in the second half, but I agree that Nelson did a great job. I'm going to go really off the map. Lawrence Galliard. I thought the defense was outstanding there at a point, and I think that's, to borrow a word from Mike Cardellaro, the spurtability that Galliard can give him, I think, is going to be huge down the stretch. I really think he could be the X factor. I don't think there are going to be many nights where he's a high guy scoring, if any. But I think he is going to be that guy that Troy Harris knows, I've got to get him on the floor some way, somehow. He only finished with 6. I'll tell you, sneaky too. McClure finished with 11 in the fourth quarter, had 15 in the game. But he had 11 of the Colonel's 19 in the fourth.
I'm glad you brought up Lawrence Galliard. It seemed like for about a 5 to 8 minute stretch, he was just rejecting everything off the rim for the Colonels. I'm going to make a point to get the stats from Greg Pribble and figure out how many block shots he had. A lot of times we give guys nicknames, Bob. Lawrence Galliard actually already has a nickname. The guys call him the Dragon. How much do you like that? How cool is that?
We breathed some fire tonight.
Exactly.
47 points from the free throw line total out of the 118 scored. That's close to half. Not quite there, but it's closer than it's not. So free throw line, I think, was big for both teams tonight, Kyle.
It was. We've had so much fun on the Subway post-game show. We wish it could go all night, but we got to get the music fans and everybody else back to the real country music. Before we do, I got to tell you about always our player of the game, our sound engineer, Eleanor Hoehne, and then the folks that make it all possible. I call them our starting lineup, Bob. People like Chad Rakos, your Allstate agent in Windhurst, who brings you the streaming audio. If you listen in Rancho Cucamonga, if you listen in New York City, like our good friend Jay Rosser does, if you listen anywhere in between.
Not on a Friday night. He's a nightlife guy.
Yeah,
he's big time.
Cocktails, Manhattan.
Him and Beyonce and Jay-Z are out tonight for dinner.
You can thank Chad Rakos for that if you ever listen with the TuneIn app or at kdcountry.com. You can also thank, for the rest of the broadcast, the Moose Family Center, bringing communities closer together and celebrating life. Best Bet Motors, a respected name you can trust, Route 29, just south of the airport. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, a family serving families since 1905. I saw Trey Finch in the building tonight. He's a big-time Hoops fan. He was on that state championship team back in 2004. We'd also like to thank the Altavista Office of Economic Development, helping Altavista grow. PCM Industrial Services, serving the Mid-Atlantic region with quality maintenance and construction service. English Construction, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. KCD Maintenance, Ken can do it maintenance. Call Kenneth Hankins, 665-1333. That's 3 threes, Bob. I know you're counting. El Cazador. Be sure to try their new menu, Main Street in Altavista. Highview Motors GMC. From small to tall, Highview has it all. English's, your complete home center, now offering the complete line of Carhartt clothing for men. Christmas time coming up, Bob. You got my list. Something Carhartt.
I lost it. Sorry.
That's why I'm reminding you. Carhartt. First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. Fabulous First National employee Jeff Walker was in the house tonight. He might be tuned into the Subway postgame show on the way home after the game. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and comfortable in between. And you cannot forget about Feller Chevrolet. A short drive will save you money. You can listen to this one anytime you want on the KD Country YouTube page. Just go to kdcountry.com. Click on the YouTube link on the left. A lot of good ball games in there to dive to. You can spend your whole Christmas break listening to those old games. Bob wants his pen back. Real Country wants the music back.
Good luck to Doug Smith and the Raiders and everybody else tomorrow as they battle for state championship.
Saw the Raiders firsthand. Buster Henderson, Matt Page, Philip Fleshman. The list goes on.
Riverheads and Galax, two old
right.
KD Country favorites.
Yes, we saw Riverheads those years. We've seen, or we saw Galax, pardon me. Previous years, saw Riverheads this year. Football state championship day Saturday is going to be good. Basketball.
Sports Buffet's got to make a comeback, I think.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, Bob. Let's talk to the agents first. Let's get the lawyers involved. Hey, we got a split. Colonels back in action Tuesday. They'll host the Nelson County Governors right here from Altavista High School. Hope you'll make your plans to get out to the gym. If you can't be here in person, you can always listen on 105.5 KD Country. That was